And thank you for stopping by the Massachusetts Beer Reviews channel of YouTube. I am your host, Thomas Metal 75, and this is your Massachusetts Beer Reviews. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe to this beer review channel. Today, I am going to be revisiting a beer I reviewed according to YouTube 2 years ago, and I just bought this beer today. Again, happy Thirsty Thursday. Y'all want a link, y'all can get a link. And join, please do. So yes, I reviewed this beer 2 years ago, and I just bought it. I think a six-pack was $11 or $12, or not a six-pack, sorry, a four-pack of these pint cans. This is the Goose Island Beer Company. It's their IPA, Goose Island IPA. IPA. They seem to be doing some different packaging since the last time I had bought this and drank this. I think 2 years ago, at least it was. Again, that was when I reviewed the beer, but this was a go-to beer of mine when I would go to the beer store or I would be live out and about. I would drink this beer a lot because it was cheap and I think it's pretty good. I honestly have not looked at that review from 2 years ago, so I do not recall what the actual rating of that beer is. We're a little past an expiration date, September 29th, 2019, so it's a little older than I would like this beer to be, but I had one can previously, and it doesn't taste that bad. So, hoppy, grapefruity, refreshing at... I like how they tell you all this information on the can, so I got to go to the website. Oh, here it is. 5.6% alcohol by volume and 55 IBUs. What are we using? Pint glass from Goose Island, established 1988, my birth year, 31 years ago, in Chicago, Illinois. Now owned by Anheuser-Busch InBev. Brewed and packaged by Goose Island Beer Company, either in Chicago, Illinois, probably Baldwinsville, New York, near where I live, and Fort Collins, Colorado. If anybody wants to join, again, let me know, and I'll post the link for a little while. And the beer is spilling out, but not too bad. It's foaming out of the can. Here's what we got. More than a three-finger head on that particular style of pour. And if I give it all the light I have, which is that, it is very orange, kind of light orange, golden colored. It's somewhat hazy, but not too New England style IPA chill haze. And big old bright white head with a great amount of carbonation. I mean, look at that, people. Friggin' nuts. All right. So what else can I tell you about the beer? That it's except cookies. Let's see here. Goose Island's flagship IPA is a 6-time medal winner at the Great American Beer Festival. We've taken the traditional English style and created our own fuller flavored IPA with bright citrus aromas and a bold hop finish. With hoppy, bold, and smooth flavor, Goose IPA is a perfect beer for hopheads and discovery drinkers alike. They say dark yellow is the color, and they're using Pilgrim, Celia, Cascade, and Centennial hops. 2-row Bond Munich C20 malts. And you can get this in 6-pack bottles, 12-pack bottles, 25-ounce cans, 12-ounce cans in a 15-pack, and what I did, 4-pack, 16-ounce cans. Okay. Let us take a smell of this beer now. Smells very grapefruit, citrusy, but I'm also getting a good deal of a Britty biscuity malt, as I like to say, but this one does have that note to it. It's caramel and toffee, a little bit of pine, but big citrus, grapefruity notes, maybe a little bit of the orange in the background. Again, I'm getting that good biscuity, white bready sweetness, the malty cracker-ness from the what was it, Munich malt? Yeah, from the Munich malt, I'm guessing is where the bready, crackery note is coming from. So, I mean, it smells like a good, clean, refreshing IPA, one that you could probably session, even though it's 5.6 with a little bit, or 5.9 with a little bit of caution there. So let's take a drink of this Goose Island IPA, English variety of IPA. And the first beer of the day on 11/7/2019 has some good beer right there. It is not your New England style IPA, so if that's your craze, you might be disappointed by it, but this is a great beer to go back to for old school IPA flavors. Now, what I'm getting is a lot of that caramel and toffee malt, almost a little marmalade with the grapefruit and some orangey notes to it. Definitely finishes really clean and smooth. I'm getting a little bit of the bitterness. It's not entirely clean. The bitterness is the last thing to leave it while it dries. And it's all at the back of the throat for me as far as the bitterness is concerned. So that's pretty good. It's a medium body. Definitely. It's got a little bit of a thinner body when the beer finishes, but that makes it pretty crisp. That keeps it pretty crisp with the carbonation. Keeps it pretty highly drinkable and refreshing. So I like this one. This isn't the best IPA known to mankind, but if you're really confused at the beer store what to buy, and you do happen to see Goose Island lying around their IPA, I would totally get that. It's a good introduction into IPAs in general. It's not the biggest hoppy beer, I understand that, but it's totally not the worst non-existent amount of hoppy bitterness in this beer. So that's pretty nice. It'll get you used to the hoppier, bitter flavors. This one and Lagunitas IPA, which I need to review. Hello, Flacco. I'll put that link up for about a couple of seconds and then get rid of it. If y'all want to join, y'all get in here. So what would I rate this beer? Actually, it has a little bit of an astringency and a little bit of almost a chalkiness, but that is the bitter, and that's the high amount of bittering I'm getting at the end of it. It's certainly a English style. It's not entirely West Coast, but you could see that flavor just like a West Coast with some of its pine and the tropical juice or tropical fruit notes. Kind of reminds me of that, but even more of a malty sweetness to it. So I don't remember what I rated the beer the last time, but this is at least an 89 out of 100. Not the world's greatest IPA, but this is a damn good IPA and a damn good one to pick up and include in your beer selection. If you like to keep IPAs, stouts, lagers in the house, I would choose this one or Lagunitas IPA as a standby go-to IPA. I like this way better than Harpoon IPA. I just don't think it's the biggest, most bold, complex beer, but why does it have to be that all the time when we drink beer, people? So Flacco may join us. Hello, Flacco. Goose to get loose. Definitely is a good beer for a Friday night garage talk with your buddies in the garage or in the basement. Why not? No one's in the basement right now. Ronald Sutton is in the house. Ronald Sutton, get your ass in the program. We love you. Okay. What does Goose and StreamYard have in common? This mother freaking honking bird right there. Yes, I can't even point to him. That thing. Honk, honk. Very good. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe to the Masters of Beer Reviews channel of YouTube. We're always looking for new and friendly faces. And if you haven't checked out anybody else, subscribe to Flacco as well. Do that, please. Flacco's Beer Reviews. And thank you for checking out me, which is a member of these things called the Late Night Booze Bags. Also, the International, what do they call that? The International Beer Review Guild. They're all names for Google Hangout chats that some of us that drink beer are a part of. Say hi to Ronald Sutton. Say hello to Ronald Sutton. I'm in control. And again, don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. So what are your favorite just go-to IPAs out there, people? I will post a link again if people want to join. What are your favorite go-to IPAs? I like Goose Island IPA. And I don't know why I'm saying IPA, but I like Goose Island IPA. And I like, again, Lagunitas IPA for pretty good go-to IPAs without spending a whole bunch of money. I also am more of a fan of the New England Pale Ales IPAs and double IPAs. Congress Street from Trillium is about my favorite of the beers from IPAs that I've had. Treehouse Trillium. Never had Other Half. I've never had Bissell Brothers. 60-minute IPA is another good classic standby. Harpoon's okay, not my favorite. I would rather drink Goose Island than that. But yeah, I think an 89 is entirely appropriate for said beer. And now when you guys are drinking Goose Island IPA, are you really, really, really concerned about it being now owned by Anheuser-Busch and it not being its own product, you know, independent from the big boys? I don't really care as long as the beer is tasting really good and it's well done. It doesn't affect me one bit. Electric Beard, his name is Alan. He says Westbrook 2 Claw is good. I don't think we get any of the Westbrook beers, but I've heard of the Westbrook Goose or Goza, and that's supposed to be world class. And according to John and Illy, Georgia Beer Reviews, that is a world class beer. So if you people want to get into the chat so we can do a Thirsty Thursday and join, be my guest, I will be right here. You can join if you want. Electric Beard. If you don't even have a beer, we can have a discussion about God knows what. So if you go to tapintoyourbeer.com, that is all things about your Anheuser-Busch product beers. So if I go to that website, and let's see here, I give it my birth year because that's what they want. Let's see, screen share the screen. Oh, whoa, hello. All right, and then we go to Goose. We scroll all the way down to find Goose Island, if they even list it, which chances are they actually don't on this particular website. Who would have thought that this is owned by Anheuser-Busch and it's not on this website? Okay. I'll just be wasting your time, people. Like, what? This is Anheuser-Busch InBev beer. Why isn't Goose Island on it? Because they view themselves as an independent company. I get whatever. This is the Goose Island IPA. This is on their website. They say strong bitterness, citrus with grapefruit, pine, and floral notes, moderate lingering bitterness. I agree with all of that. I didn't really think of floral notes, but they're there. Here are all the awards that they win. So to tell me that just because Anheuser-Busch InBev has bought them out means that this is a crappy beer, yeah, okay. It does very well in that category. Not a whole bunch of golds, but you see 3 of them there between Great American Beer Festival and the World Beer Cup. A few of them or when Anheuser-Busch did not have control over the Goose Island beers. So that is pretty good stuff. We got Allen's Beer and Gaming. I mean, Electric Beard in the house. What's up?
What's going on, homie? I'm having me the last beer I've got, which is a nice and bright by Palmetto.
Nice. Excellent.
Yeah. So how's everything going tonight, man?
It is going okay, good. Thirsty Thursday. I haven't done a beer review in a while, so thought I might use that opportunity.
I happened to just I seen that you took and posted about a what do you call it? The taking and going over the Goose Island. I was like, well, I ain't got a Goose Island or nothing like that. I was like, I'll take and at least check it out. You drop the link. Shoot, I'll just join for a little bit.
Yeah, why not? I mean, I call it Goose Island Beer Reviews, but I start this channel, start this conversation calling it Thirsty Thursday. So if people want to join, bring in the discussion. Let's do. I'm pretty I'm not mutually exclusive to anybody, but show that beer again. What you're drinking on this evening?
Nice and Bright Goza by Palmetto.
All right.
Brewing Company out of Charleston, South Carolina.
Okay. How is that?
It's actually one of my go-to beers. Like, no lie, I'll buy a 6-pack of this, and I might buy a 6-pack of something else. Yeah. And but this right here has become a go-to because it's got a little bit of lemon, it's got a bit of saltiness to it. It's got just right amount of tang, and it's refreshing. And it's one of the better Gozas I think that's out there. So it's $8.99 for a 6-pack. You really can't beat that as far as craft beer is concerned.
Deal on craft beer these days.
Yeah.
Is that still an independently owned beer company, or are they owned by any of the big boys?
They're bought. I didn't even know this until I took and read about it a couple of weeks ago. But they're owned by Catawba, which I believe is Catawba Brewing is based out of North Carolina. I think Asheville, North Carolina. But yeah, no, they're not owned by like InBev or nothing like that. They're still technically craft according to the Craft Beer Association's terminology for it.
Gotcha. Putting out the word. We are on. We on with Alan. Cool.
Which I think it's funny because a lot of folks, once they realize, or the ones that do take a note of like Goose Island and like Wicked Weed and a couple of others that are owned by Anheuser-Busch or InBev or whatever, they're like, oh yeah, no, they're big beer, blah blah blah. They still make good beers because they're still left in control of the product that they take and put out. They're just basically giving better distro.
Mm-hmm. I think it'd be criminally insane to be one of these companies, to own one of these companies, it'd still be given control primarily over what you're able to do, but just have the ownership from these people and the ones that are going to pay the big bucks to remain a brewery. I think that's a pretty good trade-off right there. I mean, yes, if the idea is they're gonna just take your company, destroy it, and start it all over again, that would be kind of weird. But I mean, the beer, like we were talking about here, the Goose Island, it's been winning awards in the Great American Beer Festival since the year 2000, and it got a gold in 2010 for the English style India Pale Ale. And I don't know, people can say what they want. Oh, I remember drinking this beer before it got bought out, and it tastes different. I know there are people out there that claim those kind of things, but for them to keep winning awards, it's got to mean at least something due to the
it's got to mean, they might have changed the formula a little bit, but it's still good enough in the eyes of people that take and judge it, because it's hard to take and win awards against a broad spectrum of, I mean, you take and put it against a bunch of, against IPAs. That's a broad spectrum these days and what they're taking and going against. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's still saying something if you can go in there and you can still win awards with it, regardless of who owns it.
Right. We got Ronald Sutton in the house. He's talking about the black lager he had recently, but I buy a pack of hams, $14.99.
That's a hell of a deal right there.
That's pretty much the deal we get in Massachusetts on the Genesee line of beers. Those are pretty much $14.99 for a 30-pack. That's the cheapest beer that I know of in this region of the country, so not a bad deal. You get
Yeah,
their water, you
I
get their
think for us,
lager, cream ale, and the Genesee Ice, which kind of tastes like freezer burn water if you have melted it down. So, that's the one that's not very good. I mean, all the ice beers kind of have that little twinge to it. It just, I guess, to me, it kind of matters how much of the adjunct in the grain is coming through in said beer. How much are you using of it?
That's all. That's awful. We don't get Genesee around here now. I do take and get. I think the cheapest beer we can find around here is probably either probably like Milwaukee's Best or something like Milwaukee's Best Ice or like Natty Ice or something. Well, not Natty Ice, but Natty Light, because you get like a 24-pack of that for like $12.99.
Oh yeah.
I just can't. I can't drink that stuff. It gives me a headache every time I do.
Gotcha. Subscribe to that guy right there. Come on. Alan's Beer and Gaming as well. Subscribe to that guy. Do it up. People, come on.
And Blake actually said that once he's done cooking some burgers, he'll try to join.
Nice. Excellent.
So
what do I give this beer? I gave this an 89 today. I think that's an appropriate rating. I mean, it's the beer as I'm still sipping on it. The beer is not the most complex, flavorful, like out of this world kind of beer, and I don't think exactly it was meant to be that way. But in general, for me, it's really nice to have had all of these New England style IPAs and stuff like that, but then to go back, so almost in time on a nostalgic trip and see where
that's an American style IPA pretty much, where you still get some of that pininess there at the front end. You get a bit of the malty character, but it's not so prevalent, but you get that, and it gives that little bit that clean finish before that bitterness on that back end kind of finishes the whole thing off. That's
exactly. So
I think that's a perfect score, really. I mean, that's a good solid beer to drink at any point in time.
Yep. And 2 years ago, this used to be the go-to beer of me if I'm at a baseball game or something, or if I'm at a beer store and I got no clue what to buy. I'll usually just run across this and go, okay, yeah. I think it was, again, I forget what the price was. It must have been $11.99 for a 4-pack of these 16-ounce cans. That might be a little high for what it is, but I don't think that's outrageous.
No. Well, you can take and get a 4-pack of like a, craft beer, whatever you want to call it, a 4-pack of that, the newest stout version of something they've come out with, and it's $18.99 for a 4-pack of 16-ounce cans. Like, I understand it tastes good, but really it costs that much for 4 of them.
Yeah.
So, and some of the stuff they put out, they're charging world-class prices, and they're getting bottom dollar taste out of it. So
exactly. So Rate Beer is giving this a 94 out of 100 for an English IPA and an 87 out of the style. 94 is the style out of 100 for an English IPA and 87 out of 100 overall as a beer. So we are kind of thinking similar on that. Usually Rate Beer are the first people to trash a beer based upon who brewed the beer, and not necessarily for the beer, looking at the beer subjectively. Now, I don't know how much of it, but I know that Anheuser-Busch actually does have some amount of ownership in ratebeer.com, which is kind of strange that a beer company invests in a beer reviewing site. So you would think that all their beer should be
top notch and stuff like that, but it's probably what you call, and I think it's probably the same situation with the craft breweries and stuff they've bought, like them and Wicked Weed and some of the other ones. It's kind of hedging their bets, I guess, against to where at least they have a little piece of the pie, no matter if they take and control just a little piece of that pie or a larger share of it. Just as long as they get a piece of that, that's all they're concerned about. They ain't going to take and mess day to day or nothing like that unless they feel the need to come in and do a hostile takeover.
Yeah. And that must have happened. I think that happened in 2017. You had Sam Calagione from that's Dogfish Head Brewery kind of talking about this a little bit and how at the time that he and their brewery were kind of concerned about it, because they actually had some part to do with Rate Beer and the network of ratebeer.com for a while, but they feel that now, because they have an ownership, a conglomerate of Anheuser-Busch called ZX Ventures has a part ownership of Rate Beer. They feel that I don't know. They feel it's quote unquote, it's our strong opinion that Anheuser-Busch's ownership, ABI, Anheuser-Busch InBev's ownership of Rate Beer and other properties positioned over to cover the craft beer community like October and the beer necessity.com is in a direct conflict with multiple guidelines listed above. And there's all these guidelines that are supposed to be set up in order to avoid controversy or in order to avoid bad business practices with these kind of companies. And now what are they going to do? People are afraid that because they got ownership of Rate Beer, a lot of the integrity of said site is going to go right out the fucking window.
Well, I'm wondering if it's funny because I was wondering, I was like, well, I wonder who owns Beer Advocate. Beer Advocate seems to be a specially owned thing. It's just two guys, from what I can see, that run it. Which I could see the trepidation people might have with somebody like Anheuser-Busch taking to owning a portion of somewhere you're supposed to be able to go and rate a beer. Yeah. And then you got to take then people are going to be worried about, well, is my stuff going to be deleted if they don't like the rating that I give it? Because some people can downrate beers just for the sake of downrating them. Which, I mean, you can normally take a look at him like, okay, this is either a one-off or he's just trolling, basically.
So they let you know, at least on the Beer Advocate website, that it remains solely owned by Jason and Todd Alstrom, a.k.a. the Alstrom brothers, with support from their coworkers and volunteer staff. So they're pretty independently owned. I don't know. I haven't really used Beer Advocate a whole bunch of my own personal reviewing lately, but I don't recall the last time that those bros actually rated something and actually put it on that website. So I don't know how actively participating. I don't know how active the participation is on the website, actually reviewing and updating their reviews. Those people are, but people seem to use it, and it's good to look at those reviews. I think they're really good to look at when you want to see what the current ratings are around the same time that you're drinking a beer. Just if it tastes off or funky, maybe there are other people that have put it on the internet or put it on Rate Beer or Beer Advocate if the beer tastes off or weird or whatever.
Yeah, I've done that a couple of times. I'm like, this is, you get a beer that is a little bit hyped up, and you're like, well, I'm not finding it as good as other people are. It's there been somebody else has kind of found the same way. And you kind of go look, and you'll either
Yeah.
It's a good thing to see if, like, at least your taste buds are lining up. You're not crazy if it doesn't taste as great as everybody else is claiming it to be.
Exactly. Yeah. Let's see. Any beer related news out there? I don't know. I know last year the big news towards the end of last year, the big news was Anheuser-Busch, Dogfish Head and Samuel Adams coming together for like almost like $330 million acquisition for the both of them to come together. And that puts that guy we were just talking about, Sam Calagione, he's the founder and the head brewmaster of Dogfish Head. That puts him on as the head of the board of directors for the Boston Beer Company. So I don't know if
it'd be nice to see to see them kind of break out of their standard little. They do. They don't make. Sam Adams does not make bad beer by any means, but they're very safe with what they do.
Yep.
I think some of the better offerings they have are like the Rebel Rouser and the Rebel IPA and stuff like that. Whereas you get stuff like the Cosmic Sour and some of the other, seasonal type stuff, and it's it'd be nice to see them take a little bit of a risk on something. Make a freaking New England IPA that tastes a little bit better than what Goose Island did with the Next Coast IPA stuff.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It just kind of because they've got that ability. I think they're one of the companies that have that ability to really take a reach out to regular beer drinkers to kind of pull them into the craft portion of everything.
Am I going to see Phil Anselmo tomorrow in Springfield? Craig Swenson. He used to sing in that little band called Pantera. I've seen him once with the band Down and once with his band Phil Selmo and the Illegals in Providence, Rhode Island. But yeah, no real need to want to go to Springfield, Massachusetts for that. The other news in beer, let's put it up so all you can have a discussion about it. Beer and beerbrewing.com. Already 6 days ago, they're already done with 2019. Here are the 19 best beers. They're already calling it. We got 2 months left in the year, but that doesn't mean another beer could be brewed. So what are the best beers? Now, they're not even saying that they were just the best beers that were released this year. They're the best beers that came out, that were around in. Okay, thanks.
Well, I see Allagash White, and that's out every year. That's like a year-round thing. Why would you even include that?
I don't know.
That should be relegated to like the KBS, CBS, the worldwide stouts and stuff like that.
New stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And the yearly special releases that come. That makes no sense.
Here's the first one. Lawson's Finest Triple Sunshine. I don't think I've had Triple Sunshine. 10.5% ABV. Hoppy, huge and hoppy West Coast IPA. Those are the people that bring you Sip of Sunshine and the and some. I'm trying to remember Sip of Sunshine, and they have some really good session pale ales that's escaping my brain what those are. But if you want a 10.5% huge and hoppy West Coast triple IPA, I don't know if I do, but there you go. There's one for you. A new anthem songs unsung in Stez. I don't know if you've heard of this company.
No, but I'm surprised I don't have access to it because Wilmington's right up the road, and it's about a 3.5 hour drive. So Wilmington's right up the road.
Okay.
And we've got like Highland Brewing and stuff like that. They're from Ashland or something like that, North Carolina. So we get a couple of stuff from North Carolina. I can almost bet I could probably take and go up to my bottle store and probably either ask about it or, find it or something like that.
Gotcha. It's a Southern Hemisphere hopped hazy IPA. Again, going back to the hazy New England IPA craze. It's always going to be there. Some dank diesel notes. All right. Strong.
That's not something you see a whole lot anymore. Them beers with like those really dank notes to them. Yeah. Like I think the last one I had like that was one of the 420 strain.
Hemp beers from Sweetwater. Yep. Here's another one. Pariah Brewing Ghost in the Machine from Broussard, Louisiana. Maybe Jay Terrio's heard of it. I've never heard of that beer. Another hazy and juicy IPA for you. I do not want to print that. All right. Snappy herbal bite with a fruit smoothie creaminess. All right.
Sweet. That sounds good.
Kansas City, Missouri. Casey Beer Hellas. And I guess here's a picture of it. Yeah. Never heard of that brand. Don't know anything about it, but if you can find a good lager these days, I'm willing to listen.
I don't know. Some of the local lagers, I think the best lager, which I need to take and buy a 6-pack of it this week, they got one called Ghost Rider, and it's brewed with ghost pepper.
Ooh.
And it gives a little bit of heat in the back. It's only like 5.5%, but it gives a little bit of heat on the background as you're swallowing it down. Really good drinking beer.
Then we got Other Half, which is a Brooklyn, New York brand. Michael Komaroff, he lives in Brooklyn, New York. He does a lot of the Wednesday night beer reviews and the Sunday stouts with John and Lily on his channel. This is their Other Half HDHC, all green everything. Now they're very similar to Treehouse and a Trillium, where they're those big boys with their 16-ounce cans in the hazy New England IPA realm of things. And you got to, they're like one of those brands you got to stand out in line and wait when it opens and all that good stuff. So if they're on the list, they are probably making some damn good beer. So if you've had Trillium or Treehouse or anything really hazy and juicy, and I probably can guess that this beer is going to be similar to that. Since it's a quadruple dry hopped.
I'd love it if some of these the northeastern beers took and got a little bit more distribution down towards the south and stuff like that. Because I took and went on the same mybottlecollectors.com or something like that, and I took they do bottle trades and stuff. So I took and bought things like 3 beers, and one of them was Orange Julius, one of the best beers I've ever had.
Yeah.
But the only way I'm ever going to take and have something like this if I find one of those sites and find somebody who's got a half decent price on it, like for real.
Joe Olmec's in the house. Hello, good sir.
Hello.
What are we drinking anything this evening?
I am drinking Everclear and Mountain Dew today.
Ooh, great Lord.
There, right there.
Boy, he's going for the heavy hitter.
We were talking about the 19 best beers of 2019, and it's not even 2020 yet. All right.
Well, so what is number 1 on the list?
You know what? I don't even think that they've give actual ratings. They just say, here's the 19 that we liked the best. And we missed a couple of them already. We missed.
No, I saw a little bit of it. I saw it.
Homer Pils, we missed that one from Germany. There you go. If it's a good lager, we'll listen. And Russian River, their Sauvignon Blanc, and Diction. I went there.
That sounds like a wine.
Yeah, I went there last year. I went to Russian River last April. So I got some tickets through work to go to Metallica Day at the New York Giants Stadium.
Oh, that's cool.
Then we went for 3 days. We went to San Francisco. Some of the beer is pretty good. Some of it's pretty good over there. Otherwise, it's a homeless dump, to be completely honest. Go an hour north over the Bay Bridge and get into Sonoma wine country, and you'll get into Russian River, and where the Russian River Brewing Company is. And that's a cool brewery. They do a lot of good West Coast IPAs. They were like the Trillium and Treehouse before Trillium and Treehouse. And they do really good barrel-aged sour beers. Now, this one is a spontaneously fermented beer. So it is like one of those. And they use different wine barrels. So I had a consecration that was done in I forget what, it was like a Cabernet barrel, I think it was. And that was delicious.
Oh, that's cool.
But that's their Sauvignon Blanc. So, okay, we talked about...
What's the ABV on that thing?
That's a good question. I'm thinking they were in the 7% range, if I remember some of these beers from when I was there last year. So it's not too bad. You can have a few, but no more than that. All right, next beer.
According to the facts, Everclear is 94% alcohol.
Holy Jesus! Yeah, you ever drink that?
Yeah, Everclear? Oh yeah. Well, I tell you what. One time I went where my brother was staying at, and they're like, "Here, try a little bit of this. It's just take a sip, though. Just take a sip." So I just took a little bit of a sip. I was like, "Good God, that's strong." They're like, "Yeah, we're making screwdrivers."
It's like an instant drunk
with half vodka and half a shot of Everclear, bro. I wound up rolling around on that fucker's porch that night, puking my guts out.
Jesus.
Needless to say, I think I wound up sleeping in my truck.
Well, I mean,
and yes, people.
This is what I do. This is what I do. I get a tumbler all the way with ice. I get a shot glass. I put 2 shots in there, and then fill this up, and then put Mountain Dew.
There was the list, people. Cool list. Yeah, but Allagash White's on the list, and one of the things that they said is, it's such a great. What did they say about it? They said, quote unquote, when they brewed Allagash White 25 years ago, the craft beer world was a completely different place. Yet today, White feels as current as ever. But that means you should say it's one of the best beers of 2019. It's been around for 25 years. All right, it might be one of the better beers you personally drank all year, but best of 2019. I have a little problem with that list because I think probably a lot of those beers have been around for years. But
Have you tried any of those on the list?
I've tried the Allagash White, and I think I've had that Russian River beer last year. I think that's about it. I don't think I've had any of these other beers. And then there's a Modern Times Barrel Aged Stout, which I get Modern Time beers, but I don't have access to that one. There's the Westefaner Corbidian, which is their Dunkelweizen, I believe. That one in most major liquor stores or bigger liquor stores you should be able to get. They're the German beers that come in like those little $3 pint bottles. They are just like really good to a German style beers.
Has anyone tried that legal moonshine yet? Is it even any good at all? The legal moonshine that you can buy at the liquor store,
like the apple pie moonshines and whatnot.
I don't know. They have a whole bunch. You can get Old Smoky and a lot of other ones. Mostly Old Smoky.
I'll be honest with you. In my opinion, that's not real moonshine. I mean, it's corn liquor, which technically is moonshine because it's it's just clear or whatever. But most of them aren't.
Supposedly Old Moonshine. That one's supposed to be 100%. Like he would have made it in the backwoods or some bullshit.
What?
Old Smoky. I've had some.
Yeah.
I've had some good. I've had just about everything they've got in the stores as far as what's legal moonshine.
So it doesn't have that flavor or
Old Smoky.
I mean, it is. It's comparable
to
corn liquor. You can only get so far away from it, but it's not going to take and have that same smoothness as somebody who can really do good corn liquor. Some good moonshine. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to have that smoothness and then that burn like it's supposed to.
Well, they make the Old Smoky moonshine has a 35 proof, a 40 proof, a 60 proof, and a 100 proof.
Then I guess we get the 100%.
Yeah,
that's the 50% alcohol version.
So basically, they're giving you shit that can freeze that'll freeze in the freezer, that will take and get slushy in the freezer, and is just enough to be called alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. No. I'd never tried it. I was like, today it was on sale for $42. Usually it's like $60 here.
And they
I was like thinking about it.
So they have the 100 proof version. They have
no, that's the one I was talking
about. They have this cherry soaked one that's moonshine cherries that's 100 proof. Then they have one that's called Blue Flame that is 128 proof.
Holy shit!
64% alcohol by volume.
No, that would probably be the one to try.
It's called Old Smoky Moonshine Blue Flame. It's
I wonder
how much does it say?
I wonder if you put the lid and actually take and light it on fire if it'll take and give a blue flame. That because you take and get a blue flame, that's some damn good moonshine right there. I can guarantee you that.
All they say is
how much is the price point over here? They're usually around $42 for the 750.
Damn. Yeah, I don't think we can buy Everclear here in Massachusetts. There's
no. Well, yeah. No, we're talking about moonshine, not Everclear. Moonshine.
That's like probably the
Everclear here. You can get it for $12.99 a liter. That's what I got mine today. $12.99 a liter.
64% is a little crazy right there. Damn. And they have recipes for all this stuff if you want to make.
I mean, Sailor Jerry's is just almost up there too.
Yeah. So you take an ounce and a half of the Old Smoky Blue Flame Moonshine, 3 ounces of ginger beer, and an ounce of lime juice. Mix well in a glass over ice. There you go. That probably would
sound like a good time.
They call it blue ginger. Oh, you're obviously not just drinking typically drinking Everclear straight. No,
I'm Mountain Dew.
I try not to drink Everclear if possible. Like unless I don't want to remember what the hell I'm doing that night.
Oh, I have like 3 cups, about 2 or 3 cups. I mean, like I say, I measure it out. I'll just pour it. I have a shot glass.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, about a shot will do you per glass. That's for sure. I don't care what you.
This is a 32-ounce cup. I put 2 shots in here.
Damn. You're going to be good tonight. You'll be A-okay.
Probably this one and another one. I don't know. We'll see where it goes.
See where
I could drink a liter of vodka by myself. So I mean,
well, I remember those days, taking and drinking a liter of vodka, or taking and drinking 750 milliliters at a time of like Bacardi and stuff like that.
yeah.
I remember starting to drink them. I don't remember the result of drinking them until the morning after.
Okay, this is what I do. Okay, you know the gallon Hawaiian pump jug.
Yeah.
Okay, I get the one with no sugar. That I don't want all that sugar. Okay, I pour out about about a quarter of the jug, and I put it in another thing, and then I put the whole liter inside the Hawaiian jug, and then just put it in the refrigerator, and then get my ice, and then start pouring it like that. That's just what I do.
Damn.
I have the jug actually right here. Hold on.
That is lighter fluid you're drinking, sir.
Hold on. And
your breath will.
How do you flip this? Hold on.
Yeah, you could burp with a flame in front of it. You take and set it up.
Okay. See that top part? That's okay. You fill it up to the top, to right where that line is right here, and then put the liquor right on the.
Damn, that's a lot of booze right there.
Christ, dude. I mean, if you're doing that with vodka, I mean that's kind of understandable. That's like taking and pouring about the top.
No, that's what I'm saying. With a liter of vodka,
about the top eighth of a gallon of orange juice out to take and fill the rest of it up, fill it back up with vodka.
No. I take the top part. I just put a liter and put the whole liter in the Hawaiian chug.
Woo! You better not be doing a damn thing the next day.
No, I go to work the next day after finishing that.
I do not want to do this while I'm trying to type at work.
That'd be one of those. Welcome to the store, get your shit and get out.
Exactly.
The next day for me. Great God, I could have done something like that. I slowed down on the hard stuff. I hardly ever drink hard stuff anymore now. If I was to try that, I'd wake up the next morning wondering if I was dead or alive, probably, to be honest with you.
Apparently, you can go to Total Wine and you can buy a 750. I guess they do have it in Massachusetts. I thought they didn't. Wow.
You can buy Everclear pretty much anywhere.
$15.99 for a 750 milliliter bottle. That's insane.
Over here, I can't even get that. It's $12.99 for a liter.
Wow. Caution, warning.
Yeah.
I can't even get that. It's a liter. What brand is it called? The one I'm getting is called McCormick.
This is just from I don't know who makes this. This must be
McCormick makes Everclear and vodka.
This says bottled by Luxco Distilling Company, St. Louis, Missouri. The everyday brand that's called Everclear.
There you go.
And they say on the bottle, what do they say? Caution,
handle with care.
Open flame, keep away from fire, heat, and open flame. Contents may ignite or explode. Do not consume it in excessive quantities. Not intended for consumption unless with non-alcoholic beverage.
There you go.
There
you go. It's even on the warning links. It's even on there.
Damn. I bet you'd want to keep it away from an open flame. You take and go. It'd be like you could almost run your vehicle off of that, like for real.
Oh my God!
You probably almost could.
Jinkies a Scooby. I mean, for God's sakes, look at this. Whoa, there you go. Do not apply to open fire.
Oh, there you go.
Fire. Contents may ignite or explode. Not intended for consumption unless mixed with other non-alcoholic beverages. Yeah, Luxco.
Oh, they don't want you to mix that with the Four Loko now. Let's go mix that with the Four Loko and see what happens.
Man. Oh, the best one here. The dangers of drinking Everclear.
Oh, wow. I could.
Oh, damn. I don't want to know about that.
Alcohol poisoning, blackouts.
Death, blackouts, jail.
Jail. You need to call this
stealing charges.
Treatment specialist.
Loss of all inhibitions.
There's got to be a lot of fucked up shit.
It's the most potent liquor on the market.
You do not want to know.
Damn. Everclear is in for the most part, tasteless and odorless. Combination that makes it dangerous when mixed into a drink. Woohoo!
It's actually really good with Mountain Dew. I'm not even gonna lie.
Here you go. Everclear's Tide of Violence. The dangers of smoking Everclear.
Wow,
You could smoke an Everclear?
Why would you want to smoke Everclear? Like,
how do you smoke it? How do you smoke Everclear?
Smoking alcohol has been tied to drunkorexia, a dangerous behavior.
How do you smoke it?
I guess you take and put it in something kind of heated up.
Maybe a vaporizer.
Yeah, exactly. Vaporizer. That'd be.
You're talking about like getting like one of those metal steel, like a steel sheet, and actually putting the liquid on there, and then getting the torch, and then getting a pipe.
Bro, I have no clue.
That's smoking alcohol.
There's no smoke. You get it that hot.
Damn. This can cause malnourishment and other health problems. Using alcohol this way can cause overdose more rapidly. So a person isn't able to control the amount of alcohol they're using as well as when it's in the liquid form.
Okay, the only thing I heard people dying on Everclear other than alcohol poisoning, well, I mean, it is alcohol poisoning, is putting on a tampon and shoving it up your ass.
What?
That's a big thing that people... Because you'll pass the breathalyzer test and you can be drunk as fuck. You put that on the end of the tampon and then shove it up your ass.
Blake says
you'll pass the breathalyzer test. Every time.
Who decided to be like, I'll be the guinea pig, I'll test this shit out? I mean, like, for real, who's got why? Like, really? I mean, I want a tampon with the Everclear shoved up my rectum. That doesn't sound like a fun time at all. I don't care if I can pass a breathalyzer or not. That's what they make Ubers for these days.
Blake is suggesting
that's a loophole. They had a loophole on that because you'll pass it.
Yeah.
You'll pass the breathalyzer.
So he says, do this. Get an old bicycle pump and pump it into the bottle. It'll make smoke. You smoke it, but unlike liquor, you can't barf it up.
That sounds like an unfun night. That sounds like
one of those days you'll be doing the spins. You'll be doing like the spins and shit and then passing out.
Oh. And earlier in the evening, Ronnie asked that Womack is a trip.
That's cool.
Cheers, Ronnie. Bam. We're all trips. Keep it up. And don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe to anybody that's got a channel. And subscribe to Flacco. He was on earlier. Boom.
Big G Johnson in the house.
Subscribe. Yeah, Big D Johnson. But yeah, 89 for Goose Island IPA. Much tamer, probably more pleasant drink than the Everclear.
Is it almost as good as Dogfish Head?
It's similar. I don't.
That's why I asked.
Which one of Dogfish Heads? Because they got the 60-minute, 90-minute IPA.
Yeah. 60-minute, 90, 120.
They're Dogfish Head, not like a Phantom one, like a regular one, I guess.
There's
a whole lot of Dogfish Heads. I mean, there's a whole lot of Dogfish Heads out there.
Well, I don't know if I'd call anything they make regular, really. I mean, you take a look at their lineup. It's like everything's like Midas touched this and 60-minute that and full.
I don't know. They have a whole lot of them. So
fucking Dragon Yum Yums and bullshit names like that. It's like, what the hell are y'all doing?
120 minutes, pretty harsh product. It's anywhere between. It's just like their Warlight Stout. Those two beers, anywhere.
Okay, what would you consider as same thing as Dogfish Head then?
I guess Goose Island is.
That's what I was just saying.
Like a 60-minute IPA. This is pretty similar. I would still recommend Lagunitas IPA. That's a pretty good.
Yeah, I really like Lagunitas. The Hot Stupid is like my favorite one. I don't know if you tried that one, Alan. Hot Stupid.
No, I haven't had that one. I had the brown sugar 2 days ago. That was pretty good. It's like they call it like an imperial ale or whatever, but it reminded me of like a very strong mix between like a barley wine and a brown ale is what it reminded me of, because it's very, very caramel forward, very malt forward, but it had a nice flavor to it. a little over sweet for my liking because they do add brown sugar to it. So it was good, but at 10%, it was a little bit get you a little bit sideways too if you ain't careful with it.
Sure.
Yeah, there's another one. It's called Minus. I don't know if you tried that one. I think it's called Minus.
Mm-mm.
Are you talking about
those
the
are the only
Midas?
ones I've seen around here. Midas. There we go. Midas.
Yeah, the Midas Touch. That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's
Midas. I don't know.
Yeah, Midas Touch. I'm gonna make a recommendation right now. If any of y'all have any access to Highland Brewing's Cold Mountain, grab it. And it comes out. It's like the week before Thanksgiving. It's a winter ale, perfectly spiced. It's like 7 or 8% ABV. Man, it's phenomenal. Though.
That's cool.
It is really good.
Damn.
Is that coming like a 4th pack or like a bottle?
It comes actually in a 6-pack, and the 6-pack I think is like $14.99, and it also comes in a big bottle. It's like $10.
That's good.
Yeah. So, and I'm gonna have to hop out of here. Unfortunately, I got to put my little one to bed. It's getting about that time you hear in the background. No, I'm gonna have to put her in bed. So, I'll holler at y'all fellas later. I enjoyed coming on here, Thomas, and
Sweet. Not a problem.
Well, Mac, I'll
cheers,
see you around, buddy.
We'll probably be here.
All right, man. I might hop back in
here.
later, depending on whether or not the wife has any more schoolwork to do. She's doing college, so.
That's how you smoke liquor. YouTube it. All right, buddy.
Later.
Cheers. Yeah, smoking.
I didn't know you could do that, but okay.
Yeah, they make alcohol vaporizers. I know that there's a company that makes one, and their little slogan is something along the lines of "Get to the party earlier," because once you do that, and
I probably would never do that
quicker.
Probably wouldn't do that. That's like the same thing as shoving a tampon up your ass. I hear that you can get drunk in 45 minutes. So.
Oh my God. Don't you want to ride it out?
Hey, by the way,
you want to just get to the party?
You will definitely pass the breathalyzer by that way.
Maybe. I'm sure.
No, because it's not your.
You're gonna pass the other test. Pass them. What the hell?
Well, you won't pass the priority test, but you'll pass the breathalyzer. What?
Yeah, exactly. Apparently today is International Stout Day, and to see if I knew that, I would be drinking a stout instead. But oh well.
Oh yeah, Trish is doing your thing. I don't know. I don't have a stout. They're doing like you have to have a stout.
Yeah.
I don't have stout.
What if?
I mean, try, but
don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I like themes and stuff, but it's so much more fun and easier when you can just
bring what they like. Like I don't like getting forced in that stuff either. Yeah.
Every day is a new holiday in the United States, right?
Let me put it this way: I could drink a whole bottle of vodka, or I could drink 20 beers. I could drink 4 ounces of liquor and be just as happy.
Yep.
So.
Exactly.
I mean, I have a great tolerance, so like 4 shots of that, I'm pretty much put anyone out.
Yep.
I can drink 20 craft beers and be all right. I mean, or a liter about my. So I mean, do the math there. 4 ounces of Everclear, you'll be on your ass.
I suppose. Damn. People be going nuts. I don't know who decided today was. I don't know who decided today was International Stout Day, but I just guess there's a new holiday. I guess there's a new holiday every day, right? Tomorrow, today's International Stout Day. Tomorrow is Tongue Twister Day. What the hell?
You don't know what a tongue twister is?
I know what a tongue twister is, but who the hell decided that tomorrow's tongue?
Who made these days? First off, who makes these days?
I don't know. Could not tell you. So that's Friday. What's Saturday?
I didn't even know that you could smoke liquor until today. Well, that's a new one for me.
You want to celebrate a holiday on Saturday? It's a Chaos Never Dies Day.
Well, you're perfect for that one.
This made-up holiday encourages people to realize that chaos. Oh, this is great. This made-up holiday encourages people to realize that chaos is a part of life and it will never die. So instead of getting hassled by it, take a deep breath and let it go. Let go of things that create the chaos in your life on this day. How to celebrate. Take the day, okay, to de-stress. All right, go pack a lunch. Great. Go watch a movie. Go take a nap in the middle of the day. Remember, chaos never dies, so it can wait to hassle you for one more day.
There you go.
Okay.
You'll never die, man.
I guess. Sunday is vanilla cupcake day. There you go.
You have a vanilla cupcake?
No, I don't.
You know what? You know what getting cupcaked means? Have you ever made cupcakes?
Explain.
It's when you cup a fart and throw it in their face.
God.
It's called being cupcaked.
Did I really ask you to explain?
You never been cupcaked, I guess.
Oh,
right, you cuffed it with like your fist and then you throw it at somebody like that.
Woohoo!
That's called being cupcaked.
Somehow I didn't realize that on my birthday, May 6th, was National Beverage Day.
Well, that's anything. That's a wild card.
That's every day, right? Have a tasting party, huh? All right, whatever. Tomorrow is a new day. New day.
Well, you learned something new about being cupcaked.
Yes, smoking liquor on the internet. James P. Madonna is in the house. His house. Was that good, sir?
Well, I opened up. So I had some extra. The breakfast, the Founders Breakfast Stout.
You get a beer, but that thing.
Oh, I've seen that one. That one's pretty good. I have seen it, but I mean, I never tasted it.
Yeah, it has coffee, chocolate, oatmeal stout. Yeah, coffee, chocolate, oatmeal. That's why you got the Archie Bunker looking little bastard here, eating the hot cereal. Because it has oatmeal. I guess this is the breakfast of champions. Champions.
What's ABV on it?
Well, I can bring 12? No, that can't. No, it can't be. I'm reading it wrong. Hold on. Should have got the magnifying glass.
Well, I'm drinking Everclear and Mountain Dew.
Oh man. 8.3.
Oh, that's not bad.
8.3. Yeah, it's not that bad. It's pretty. When I brought it on one of Jay's shows, actually the show that I made up, Fandango Friday and Maniacal Monday, I gave it a high rating. But still, I like the United Kingdom stouts and porters, the European and United Kingdom better than the domestic. But this isn't bad.
Have you had the KBS and the CBS?
No, not yet. Not yet.
The man is.
I was somebody tried to video chat with me overseas, and I just realized some countries they have really bad Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
And I tried to explain.
Oh yeah, in the UK, yeah.
Yeah, no, this was the Philippines.
Oh damn.
Oh, okay.
Where, once you're dealing with Thailand or the Philippines, the Wi-Fi is unless you're one of the fortunate ones.
That's not a stout, but okay.
No, I don't have a damn stout for stout day.
Now, speaking of farting,
I was joking with you.
I'm glad you brought up the subject of flatulence.
It was called being cupcaked.
Now, if you're doing 69 with a super smoking hot girl, let's say she's a 10, and she farts in your face, would you just ignore it and continue to 69 her?
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Every minute.
Okay, that's it. That's all I wanted to know.
Again, as Ronnie S. would say, Womack is a trip.
And the question is, you wouldn't either?
No, I would ignore the farting because of her body and her.
Ignore the fart.
Yeah, because farts are only disgusting when the woman is very unattractive. A two-bagger, in case the one paper bag falls off, you need two bags. Yeah, then it's disgusting. You ever notice that you can scrutinize?
We're talking about like a 400-pound hungry man eating woman right there.
Yeah, like Arby's. We have the meat. Now, the Arby's. Now, I never heard of a petite sirloin steak sandwich. Petite. I never heard of that.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, that's what being cupcake is. Like you, grab like a fist when you fart on it, and then you throw it in their face.
Yeah, you know what? They do that on South Park. Eric Cartman does that all the time. He's always farting.
It's called being cupcated. Cupcake.
Yeah. Oh man. Was I gonna? I was gonna say.
Yeah, I would definitely keep going if she farted in my face.
Yeah,
why
because you can look at your own fecal matter in the toilet bowl, but you cannot look at someone else's fecal matter. It'll gross you out.
What? Yes.
Yeah, like if you took a dump, you can honestly look at it.
Okay, like if you see smoke a big ass dump next to it.
I think that's pretty hot. I've seen videos of really hot-looking young chicks taking a dump. I don't know. I just think it's
whoa.
Well,
I thought
the Japanese videos are like that. Well,
I walked
the
into the mall.
They like
had
bodily functions.
Oh. But when I got into the family bathroom, they had like two toilets together. They have two toilets next to each other.
Well, this is a thirsty Thursday. You people are.
That's right. Not thundering, thirsty. This is a Massachusetts beer reviews. Thomas Meadow 75 Thirsty Thursday. So I must pay homage. To Thomas Meadow 75.
Yeah.
So what was he talking about? Oh, now the toilet bowls, were they like opposite? Like
no, they're right next to each other. They're about maybe about 3 feet away from right in the line.
Oh, I thought they were attached, like an 8, like a figure 8.
No,
that's
like they were like right there, and then one right next to it. Like,
it's very romantic.
That's romantic. That's what I call real love. That's love. I mean,
what's love got to do with
together?
You can blast together that close, with your ass cheeks touching. That's love.
You can almost hold hands. I think you could.
Really?
I don't know if you have one hand.
Now, would that include wipe each other's ass, like as a romantic gesture?
I'm not gonna think about all that, but.
Boy, this would curl Jay Terio's hair. Like he would have like a perm if he heard what we were talking about.
Oh, you people came. So,
by the way, this is live. So the whole world.
Speaking of game, I posted Ron DeJeremy's distillery on my food group and on your group. Ron DeJeremy. Ron Jeremy produces rum in Costa Rica.
All right. Thank you.
God bless him, man.
Thank you.
Rated R for rum.
Yeah, because Ron means rum in Spanish. But Jay says he would never, ever drink his rum because God knows what he dipped in the rum.
What the hell?
That's what Jay reviewed.
I'm pretty sure he's not even at the distillery.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. The weirdest thing I've ever heard is that they made a beer with placenta. That's probably the weirdest thing I've ever heard of.
Placenta craft beer? Wow.
Yeah.
That's that stuff that's similar to mashed potatoes, right? Placenta? No, it's polenta.
No, it's polenta. That's corn. Polenta.
Polenta.
Bubbles.
That's what they pull out of the woman when they had a baby, dude. The placenta.
The placenta is that goo. Like the kosher Frankfurter, not on all over it. You ever open up a package of like Hebrew National? It's got all that goo, that stretchy. Yeah, that's placenta. It's like it's a sack. Like
It's a sack from when you pull out the baby. It's a sack of lining.
Baby, it's like a fish. Like if you do freshwater fishing, the fish have a protective coat on their scales, very slippery, slimy. Or okra has a protective coat too, keep people from eating it. I guess.
Yep.
I don't know.
All right, we got 3 people still in the chat, so or at least watching right now. So you people are crazy. Thank you for sticking around for.
How many did you have before?
We got 3 has been the most. No. We've had 5 at the most. I think Flacco was watching at one point, and then Electric Beard. So and he joined. So now we're down to the 3. I think Ronald Sutton is here. If you want that link, we're gonna post that again. If y'all want that link, I'm not scared. Yeah, this thing. If some weird, crazy people comes in, there's gonna be like chat roulette. All right, who's the next person up there? Chat roulette on Facebook or on YouTube. You could do that. You could start, post the link, and then see who clicks on the damn thing.
Yes. This show is sponsored by Jizomatic. You can see
no, whatever that means. No.
By Viagra.
I'm gonna try to find out who is on.
Guaranteed a 6 hour hard on.
I still say we should start a GoFundMe to collect a revenue for craft beer to do more shows. Like if you want to educate people, we need money to buy more craft beer. So GoFundMe, go fund Eric.
Or why?
Yeah, well,
no Everclear for you though.
No Everclear for you.
If there's any,
so did you hear that story about? Did you hear about the high school students putting liquor on the end of a tampon to shove it up their ass so they can get drunk?
What?
And they're like, it was a thing.
So it gets absorbed through the mucous membranes of their rectum.
Asshole, yeah. And you don't have to breathalyzer.
Made a drink. What the hell?
I call it Uranus, the cocktail. Crotch.
Uranus.
Uranus. It's pronounced Uranus.
Uranus. Jeez. Yeah.
Well, somebody posted a video, an S&M video on out my little private chat group, Alpha Males. They posted a video of a woman using a staple gun on another woman's labia.
Wow, what the fuck?
Like chunk, the girl screaming.
This is rated X people. I didn't realize we were doing that tonight.
Yeah, like staples, right down vertically. Well, it has to be.
Damn, that must have.
That sounds like a ripping good time.
Rip roaring.
Jolly good show, Jeff.
We need women like that are beer and liquor enthusiasts on the show. Anybody? Any chicky poos out there? No chicky poos out there?
Not probably the kind that you would want in the show that do those things.
Oh, those experts are not exactly eye candy that play volleyball.
Let me put it this way: on my porn history, I've never seen or wanted to see a girl taking a shit. I've never wanted to see that. I'm sorry.
Well, the Japanese ones do that, and the Brazilian, they call it scat movies.
I would never. No.
Scatman Crothers.
I can't do that.
I'm sorry, folks. This is getting way off topic of good old beer. Woo.
The closest thing I've ever seen, the thing is like girl taking a big old shit on a guy after he's done fucking her in the ass. Seen that?
Yeah, I've seen that.
It.
No, you know what's interesting? The Japanese girl was being milked. By many Japanese men because she had these gigantic nipples and they kept
metal locker 94.
They were milking her. And then another Japanese girl had a funnel, a clear funnel on her head.
Oh man!
About a dozen other Japanese girls were taking dumps on her head.
Oh Jesus Christ!
Came in the wrong end.
Sounds like a ripping good time.
All right, how about them New York Jets? Yeah, real good team.
Are the Chargers winning right now? Can you figure that out?
Can we figure this out? Chargers game. 7-10. and it's the Oakland Raiders in the second second quarter.
Period.
Period. Har, 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 har.
What in the actual fuck?
Tell them to come on down.
All I said was, I don't know what's going on my show. But here we go. Chat roulette, y'all join, and let's see who joins.
Well, you will get educated too, not only entertained.
This is a good beer. I say this is a good beer, but good beer as far as the rating system. This beer is never going to get into the 90s. Absolutely not.
No.
I understand people are goodbye, Womack. Some of the people that we hang out with are a little lavish in their examinations, and they go, oh, 97. Or you got Alex the Beer Master, which we love you to death. 98.
98. Not for macro. For macro?
I don't know. I'm not ranking on anybody specifically, but I'm just saying the people that I noticed that have given some high ratings a lot of the time.
That's cheap ass beer. That's for peasants. That's peasant beverage.
I don't know about peasantries, but I would say for this style of beer, you're doing pretty good if you just want an easy drinking, no fuss, no frills beer. Boy, now what you're drinking is a world-class product right there.
Oh, the founders and the controversial founders. And you know what? Too bad if people get upset. I like it. It's got wonderful ingredients. I like I told the other gentleman, I like the European and United Kingdom porters and stouts better. But it's really decent for a domestic stout. Has the Archie Bunker looking little bastard eating his pablum because it has oatmeal in it.
Yeah, they got in trouble there was I forget exactly how it happened. If it was a lawsuit or the state of New Hampshire themselves had the beer pulled off of the shelves because that beer with that logo on it is showing a baby eating its porridge or whatever, but it's on a bottle of beer. Ooh, it's trying to target to kids, or it's got kids on a beer bottle. We can't do that in the state of New Hampshire. I thought it was live free or die.
Probably has to do with the word oatmeal. Yeah, people read too much into everything today.
Yeah, just a little bit.
They read too much into everything. Every lobbying group is ultra sensitive. They all walk on eggshells.
So the thing that happened with Founders was they literally just, and I'm not sure exactly what it was, so I'll look it up in a minute, but they literally just settled their discrimination lawsuit last week with a former employee following this is from the Detroit.eater.com. They say so they settled that lawsuit, racial discrimination lawsuit, last week following nearly 2 weeks of controversy stemming from a leaked lawsuit disposition. As part of the fallout, the Grand Rapids-based company shut down the Detroit brew pub on October 25th, citing concerns for the safety of employees. The company pledged to continue paying staff during the duration of the closure. Founders says it will continue to pay them through the end of 2019, and they're talking about holding off reopening their tap room in Detroit, Michigan until early 2020.
Is this all because of this person who is probably an incompetent, there's a possibility, incompetent employee, made a big stink of it and try to cash in, playing the card like, everybody else plays. You got the gender card, you got these homophobic card, everybody's got their card, xenophobic card, whatever. Xena warrior princess card. Everybody does what they do because they can. They get away.
This guy filed a lawsuit last fall. His name is Tracy Evans. He filed a lawsuit last fall accusing Founders of permitting a culture of racism with multiple allegations of employees using racial slurs. Founders denied the wrongdoing and vowed to fight the lawsuit. However, the controversy reached a fever pitch last week when a transcription last week would have been at the end of October So they say it reached a fever pitch at the end of October when a transcript of a deposition by a general manager at their Detroit location who was involved in this guy's firing was leaked to the press. And apparently in it, the manager refused to acknowledge that Evans is black. Evans told this website, The Eater, that he felt the transcript illustrated a larger issue of how people discuss race.
Well, he might. There might be some validity to how the things that were said. I mean, I'm not saying he was totally wrong, or the truth usually lies in between.
Yeah.
You hear both sides of the story. It's like a marriage counselor. You hear both sides, and there's always the truth in the middle. We don't know. Like Jay said, we don't know the absolute proven facts because we're not
outsiders in this whole thing.
We're outsiders. You read an article.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what they did in settling this lawsuit. They said we agreed that okay, here's what the brewery's co-founder said in a joint statement.
Right.
Through recent discussions with Tracy Evans, that's the black gentleman, we listened, engaged in self-discovery, and reached common ground to make amends. We agreed that nobody be viewed at fault here. Most importantly, this serves as an opportunity to place our full attention on the work that we have to do as a company to rebuild relationships. Significantly, we are committed to moving the cause of diversity and inclusion forward at Founders. We want every employee to feel valued and not divide. So they concluded absolutely nothing other than what people do when they get into arguments. This is just fucking silly, right? Let's just call it a day on that. It's probably, I'm not suggesting that's not what they should have done. However, I'm just saying that's what happens when people, even in the beer community, that's what happens when people get in controversies. And then all of a sudden we go, this is just silly. Let's just forget it. All right, good. We can go back to work? Okay. But apparently this guy is going to start his own organization. This Tracy Evans is going to start his own organization called It's Not Right to help others who have faced harassment or discrimination in the workplace. So
it reminds me of the movies where somebody has a personal injury lawsuit and they walk around with a neck brace, but it's fake. It's like it could be milk. He could be well, he could be crazy like a fox. This could all be very deliberate to cash in on the politically correct situation we have now of being ultra sensitive.
Yep.
It's like, well, the feminists do it all the time. Every little thing is sexual harassment. Left every little stinking thing. The male coworker compliments a woman on her dress or asks her to lunch. Harassment.
Right.
And it's all part of the male-hating lobbying group known as the feminists. And this is the reason why, like when I was 18, I was legal drinking age to get in the bar at 18 when I was able to do so. At that time, you could be like average looking, funny looking, halfway good looking, whatever.
Yeah.
You could go, you hooked up lickety split. Sometimes you even went into the bathroom in a supermarket with somebody. That's how fast things happened back then. But now everything is totally different, thanks to the neoliberal feminist movement. Now there's normal liberals that are sane called progressives, but we're talking about the extremists. You got neoconservatives, neoliberals. So that it's a crazy, like you were talking about before. It's chaos. It's a world of chaos.
Yep.
Society of chaos, like on Get Smart, spelled with a K. chaos. It's everywhere you turn. There's always a problem. People are always making problems. And there's trolls. You're online. There's trolls that never show their real photo.
Yeah.
Never go on video. They just type, and they use aliases, and they use photos of different things and to hide behind.
Let's put it this way. Because we don't really know all the facts about this case, because, you know, we have nothing to really do with it besides obviously you just consume some Founders beer, so that's as much as you have to do with Founders Company as a company. But because we don't really know about this crap like very intently, I don't feel like I'm really not entitled to have an opinion, but it's better off that I don't really have an opinion one way or the other, because I don't have all these facts. I don't know everything there is to know about it. If you're going to take it at face value for how it's presented to you, you can do whatever you want. I'm not going to call it out specific.
I do say they make a fantastic product as far as domestic craft brewery goes. Domestically, they make a great product. I was just giving a general statement on how things are. Now, this Tracy Evans may have some validity to his complaint. We don't know.
Yeah.
Just like Jay says. Jay says we don't have enough evidence to really call it. But you know, there are people who play the card because it means big bucks. Like remember way back in the day, remember the old bag that sued McDonald's for spilling coffee on her lap in the drive-thru? She put the cup between her legs, and she claimed that it took off the epidermis. I mean, the first layer of skin peeled off her leg, which I highly doubt. I mean, in order to do that, it has to be hotter than a boiling hot cup of coffee. But anyway, she got scalded because she decided to put, of course, it's a hot cup of coffee. It's hot. It's going to burn. She puts it between her legs. And guess what? The judge awards her with a few $1 million or whatever it was just for doing that. Now, have other people burned themselves with fast food coffee? Of course. But they never took it that far.
Yeah, she was the first one to get it that far.
Yeah, this woman took it that far. That's all. But they said yes. They gave it to her. The problem is people don't know how to say no these days. You know. So anyway, there's the link. People
join this thing. I know that Blake was talking about joining, so maybe he will.
It is Thursday. I mean, you know, Thursday's not a bad night. Usually bars have ladies' nights on Thursdays, so it's not that bad.
Price on a drink, yeah.
Yeah, Thirsty Third. Now, is this show streamed to YouTube or Facebook?
This is on YouTube right now. I could have had it. I can set this up at some point where StreamYard will stream this on YouTube and to Facebook at the same time.
I tried to do that.
It doesn't work very good.
It only when I went to click on both, it only allowed me to pick one.
Oh, so you have to be a subscription holder of StreamYard.
Yeah, they want you to get the pro. Yeah, hey, you ever see the geek that does the promo for this company?
Yeah,
he looks like Doug Henning, the magician. He's like a funny looking guy. But anyway, not sophisticated like us.
Whoa,
but,
that one's weird.
Yeah, not sophisticated like we are, but you can only select one source of the stream. So I had to select the better of the two, in my opinion, which is YouTube.
YouTube probably, I guess.
I streamed it. I had it streamed to YouTube, and now, which is fine because actually, you know what? I learned how to do good quality live videos on Facebook, and you could download your Facebook live shows and
put them on YouTube, right?
Put them on YouTube into your YouTube channel.
Not bad.
Yeah, there's a way to. They give you the option of adding guests via video. It's only on groups. So don't ask me why it only works on groups. But with your iPhone or Android, you can through a group, you can have guests. The quality is very good.
So you doing a video stream show tomorrow? Is that right? Maybe.
Well, I don't know if Jay does Jay have bingo or maybe Jay and I are bucking heads lately. Maybe there won't be a show. Maybe there will be a show
Tomorrow. I think he did the maniacal Monday because he could not.
That's right. That is correct. He did maniacal Monday because he's doing bingo at the church. So there won't be a regular Fandango, but through my bathroom mirror, the Wizard Ozzy Bucco sent me a message that wants to do an after dark Fandango Friday.
That could be a possibility. I'm down for that.
Which means you can do reviews on any freaking thing, multiple things, anything you want. You can play music, you could sing, you can bring naked women on the show, you can curse, you can do anything you want.
I'm not bringing this girl.
No, I wouldn't. No, don't bring her.
Roberta.
Yeah, but her eyeballs, they're popping out like fish eyes.
Did you know that apparently, I don't know if you remember hearing of Stone Brewing Company and Stone from Keystone, the Keystone of Stone.
Stone Mountain.
Stone, you got Stone IPA or Stone Brewing Company, Miller Coors versus Stone in that lawsuit. Apparently, that lawsuit is dead. However, no, it's really not. You think you heard the last of it. Apparently, 3 days ago, more things have happened in the courts. Miller Coors withheld marketing materials and Stone Brewing lawsuit. Is anybody really still paying attention and really know what's going on in this thing? Is this just a lost cause for either company to try to say that, oh, Keystone is confusing people in the marketing and thinking they're buying a Stone Brewing Company beer?
Well,
really?
I think a craft beer with cannabis extract called Stoned with an ED at the end is a great idea. I think that sounds just splendid.
They say a federal magistrate judge last Thursday filed a report and recommendation order largely siding with Stone Brewing's claim that Miller Coors did not provide all available marketing materials for its Keystone brand during the lawsuit's discovery phase. And if anybody knows anything about the court system, there are so many little itty-bitty in-between steps before you actually get to the real trial.
Yeah, like
you can present all of this in the discovery phase that you want to use in the trial.
Yeah, like with
present it, then it can't obviously be used later. It just can. They're not allowed to use it.
Like with the impeachment inquiry of Trump, there's a lot of little itty-bitty things that are leading up to bigger things. Hold on, let me just get my shillelagh.
You have an old buddy acquaintance that wants to jump on the stream. Are you prepared for that?
Is it? All right, go ahead. I'm ready for any kind of action, man.
What's going on?
Oh, Frankie? No, that ain't no Frankie. That's
That's Gary Owens.
That's Gary Owens. Old Frankie.
Gary.
Now, well, you're going to get some educational input if you want to learn something from this gentleman. Now, what do you think of my idea of shooting the shit? Everybody is sitting on the toilet doing the talk show with their.
Hang on, I can't hear. Hang on. There we go. That fixed it.
Hello, Gary.
I was saying you're gonna get an education with this gentleman here, Mr. Old Frankie.
Mm-hmm. All right, what do you want to know?
What you drinking this evening, Gary? Anything?
Nada.
Oh.
Yep.
You know, I was just showing. Got the Founders breakfast stout with chocolate oatmeal, coffee, and chocolate.
You had that one, Gary?
Nope. I want to try it.
What do you think of Founders Brewing Company with all the recent shenanigans in news legally?
No opinion. I'm not even aware of it.
Oh. Should we go back into that, or do we already talk about it?
Sure.
Oh, all right. Let's talk about that one more time for Gary Owens. All right. So, Gary Owens, here's what happened in a nutshell, so we can get your opinion. There was a racial discrimination lawsuit that happened with a former employee, and what basically happened and transpired here was, let's explain this one more time.
Greetings,
Wifeykins.
What's up, people?
Stepson.
Soon to be adopted.
Yeah, soon to be adopted.
Cheers to that.
You're gonna be a doctor.
Adopted.
Oh, adopted.
Cheers.
You say hi?
Alright.
Hi.
Hello. Now you are remember.
Hey, does it take shower time?
He's already had his
Oh, okay.
All right.
All right, continue.
All right. So there's a black gentleman that works at this brewery. His name is Tracy Evans, and he filed a lawsuit at the end of October accusing Founders of permitting a culture of racism and multiple allegations about the employees using racial slurs. And the company Founders denied all the wrongdoing, and they vowed to fight the lawsuit. However, last week they came to an agreement, and they decided that nobody was wrong, and they just dropped the lawsuit. And they did close down their Michigan area tap room, and they're going to reopen it in 2020 because they had closed it down, and there were a bunch of people that worked there that were out of a job, but they were still paying them during the lawsuit time. But now they're going to open it back up in 2020. They settled the lawsuit and basically decided that nobody was in the right. And this guy, Tracy Evans, is starting his own organization called It's Not Right to promote better workplace etiquette towards racism and discrimination. I
see.
This now that you hear the brief synopsis.
Any definitive proof? I mean, is there any definitive proof one way or another? It sounds like it's just a bunch of hearsay on both sides.
They claimed that there were leaked transcripts from previous owners that acknowledged it, and they didn't. So I guess one of the things in a transcript that they had, the people at the brewery had, or that they even had online on like a Twitter or whatever it was, is that somebody that previously was managing the Founders Brewery didn't acknowledge that he didn't know if this Tracy Evans worker was even black because he didn't know his DNA or some dumb crap like that. Like, this is just like high school he said, she said bull crap. This is just dumb to argue about.
Yeah, it's just
to me, it's dumb to argue about. It's dumb to have that affect people that are working at your brewery. However, because I'm not really wholeheartedly invested in the brewery, nor do I have any stake in it physically, I'm an outsider. I'll still drink the beers. I know that there are people in the craft beer community that wish to continue to drink their beers or will continue to boycott their beers, but I don't care either way to boycott the beer or to not drink it.
No opinion, I guess. I mean, I would like to see this transcript just to see what's in it, but it's just like, well, okay, whatever.
Yeah, it's just a scheme to get money because they can. They play the card. Everybody plays the cards. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Well, what can you do?
Dramatically repressed racist behavior among its workers, including multiple incidents described blatantly racist behavior by management, including allegations that the upstairs management printer at the Grand Rapids sites was labeled the white guy printer, while the ground floor general employee printer was labeled the black guy printer.
What?
Yeah.
What?
You're reading. You're hearing what I'm reading. So, yeah, I don't know. It's 2019 at its finest. However, I just think it's silly to have to get an argument as far as the courts are concerned and have people losing jobs over this kind of crap.
Oh boy. I mean,
you have laws that protect people from discrimination in this country, so we have to. We also have to abide by those too. We can't just ignore those things. But I don't know. It's not going to affect my tasting of beer or not.
Just a bunch of he said, she said BS.
It has nothing to do with the white guy printer or the black guy printer. It's a beer. What? The company, the corporate office may be the crazy part, but maybe the brewers have nothing to do with what they're doing.
All right. So what is next up on the itinerary?
We were talking about the lawsuit with Stone and with the Stone Brewing Company and Miller Coors. That's apparently it's still going on. And they missed a whole bunch of stuff in the discovery phase in the trial for Miller Coors, and they missed all this evidence that they could use as far as here's all this information of us using the name Stone and how far back we've gone using it. They didn't present enough evidence, I suppose, in the discovery phase.
Well, whether or not they decide whether they should or should not have presented evidence or not, really at this point is irrelevant. I mean, it should be so blatantly obvious at this point. There is a difference between Stone and Keystone.
Well, here's what they did, just to give that a little bit of context. Stone is claiming that Miller Coors 3 days ago, they're claiming that Miller Coors did not provide all available marketing materials for its Keystone brand during the lawsuit's discovery phase. Which means that this lawsuit has barely even gotten off the ground.
Okay, I mean, is it really going to go anywhere? Maybe, maybe not, but I don't think so. I'd throw the whole damn thing out.
Yeah. But then James C. Madonna says, wouldn't a good beer with THC or marijuana in it be called stoned beer? And now if they called it stoned beer, would they call that would that be a part of the lawsuit infringements? I don't know.
No. At this point, that would be, I can't think of the word, but that would be a whole separate lawsuit. That actually could not be put into it because that has no relation to that particular lawsuit.
Yeah.
There have to be something all new drafted up and it's just, oh, fuck you, yeah.
I mean, in light of the finding, one of these lawyers recommended that Stone receive partial payout of its $420,000 plus in legal fees, and Stone be allowed to update its expert reports to include the additional evidence. Ew. In September 5th motion, Stone alleged that Miller Coors, quote, failed to, quote, make a full production of historical Keystone materials.
They're on the website.
Yeah, apparently.
Anyone can go. They're public knowledge.
So the court agreed and ordered Miller Coors to provide all available Keystone marketing and packaging materials by September 20th. Miller Coors complied, providing additional marketing materials, which Stone argued had been held back because they did not predominantly feature the word Stone, and hurt Miller Coors' argument that Stone and Stones have been used in reference to the Keystone line. So it's hurting them more than anything. They're not going to win this thing if it comes up like that.
Not really. I mean, they could still win because, like I said, it's public knowledge. All you have to do is just one click of a button on the website and you can find this out. It's obvious. Stone and Keystone are not the same fucking thing. I mean, granted, I love to get into sophisticated arguments, but this one's open and closed.
What do you think, James P. Madonna?
Hang on.
What do you think, Mr. Madonna?
Well, I'm not a legal expert, but I don't I don't really care about any macros, to be honest with you.
Macros versus the craft beers.
No, oh yeah, that I care about.
Yeah, they're arguing with Stone Brewing Company over this crap.
So I've never seen their products before. I have to take a look
Stone
at them.
Brewing, huh?
Stone Brewery.
Yeah, they're out of the San Diego area.
Oh, San Diego has Belching Beaver. They have Alpine.
A lot of beer in San
They have
Diego.
Ballast.
Ballast.
Beer. Yeah, those are the three that I know of.
Yeah.
Now Stone is out of San Diego too.
They are out of Escondido, which is right outside of San Diego.
I've been there. There's Chula Vista, of course, Baja. Yeah, I went to the Belching Beaver and the Ballast. I didn't go to Alpine. It's by the desert, by Sonora. It's east San Diego. Well, actually, it's the name of the region. Is called Alpine.
Gotcha. Yeah. Yes, that's right.
It's named after that. Well, Belching Beaver and Ballast, I think, is North San Diego, which is like a tourist hotspot. And then there's the marina doesn't have any breweries, which I'm surprised, because I don't want to be a broken record, but the Salem Brewery is near the Salem. I think it's called the Salem Bay, or it's like there's an inlet. It's right near the water. Well, so is the House of the Seven Gables and all. It's
right.
It's a seaport. Originally, it's a seaport. So the Salem Brewery is there, and I was happy to try their beer battered wood burning oven pizza.
That sounds good.
Which was very good. The beer dough, rather not beer battered, beer dough, wood burning oven.
Yeah. So that's the news out of Miller Coors. They're still undergoing this frivolous, crazy ass lawsuit.
Well, I hope they lose to the craft beer establishment.
And now Stone Brewing Company has hired an interim diversity and inclusion director. What do you think of that, old Frankie? You think that's kind of crazy?
Well, hang on just 1 second.
South Park did a thing about extreme PC neoliberalism. They did. They were mocking it, and it was pretty funny. It was pretty funny. Like, you couldn't say anything. They had like a bunch of stormtroopers that were like get in your face if you said and one guy said instead of saying, "Do you understand?" He was trying to bribe somebody or shake him down for money, and he said, "You capiche?" So all of a sudden, the PC stormtroopers came out of the woodwork and say, "Hey, are you degrading Italian people? He was insinuating that they're all gangsters." It was like every little word they would jump on people's.
They are also going to release a beer. So here's some positive news out of Founders. They're also going to release a beer called. What is it called? It's called French Toast Bastard. There you go.
Wow.
The ale is Backwoods Bastard with a 4-star breakfast treatment, 11%. Our malty and rich bourbon barrel aged Scotch ales introduced to smooth maple syrup, warm cinnamon, and sweet vanilla for an incredibly decadent brunch inspired sipper. Just one taste of French Toast Bastard, and you'll swear you are digging into our Sunday morning French toast.
Sunday brunch buffet.
That could be. That sounds like it's not a stout, but that would be good on a stout Sunday, I bet. Gianelli style.
Got me hungry just describing it.
That sounds pretty damn good. So they're doing one thing right now, I guess. There you go. Anything good? Modern Times does add distribution into Utah. There you go. Anybody going to Utah?
No, it's a beautiful state, but
I guess not.
Not really.
No, I don't go anywhere near more.
Recently, that's a good beer. I know that Alex, your master, likes that beer.
Quite succulent lately in her old age. I do say speaking English. And Mormons.
Any other good beer news? We seem to be rambling on here, but if anybody else wants to join up, go right ahead. Why not?
I've been seeing Pacifico advertisements. I didn't think much of it. It was very weak, very, very seltzer-like. Like Polar beer of Venezuela. I wasn't impressed by Pacifico. Tecate was better, but it was, it's like ultra lighter than Corona. I'll stick to the Dos Equis and the Modelos. The one with the chili pepper. What's the word they have for that? I didn't care for that one.
Chili pepper beer
with the chili pepper, with the hot sauce in it, or the chili pepper. What the hell do they call that? It was. I had an Ensenada. Yeah, the seaport of Ensenada.
Ensenada. Okay. I haven't heard of that.
Yeah, that's the biggest seaport in Baja. They specialize in shiny lobster, California lobster, and they were bringing me. It was outside. We were eating seafood. They were bringing me all different samplings of Mexican beers.
Here's really great news for people that give a crap. Besides the fact that Anheuser-Busch InBev U.S. shipments are down 3% in quarter number 3 in 2020. It's coming, folks. Are you ready for this one? Bud Light Seltzer. You ready, James P. Madonna? You ready for this?
Wait, did you say Bud Light Seltzer?
Yeah, it's coming.
And they're actually charging a sizable price for this.
Don't know. Couldn't tell you about that. Let's see here. To combat these decreases, they've announced that Anheuser-Busch plans to release another entry into the category that's on fire in the U.S. Hard seltzer. Bud Light Seltzer will join AB's Bon and Viv in natural light hard seltzer early next year.
You know what that is? That's watered down beer so they can increase their profits, the greedy fucks.
What do you think, old Frankie?
Nasty.
Oh, I know John Millie's always talking about that stuff.
That's like
I don't like seltzer.
That's like putting white rice in a burrito. It's cheap filler, man.
The guy from Anheuser-Busch says, we believe that as the category evolves, consumers will demand more choices, and a portfolio approach is key to success.
I mean, I'm sorry, but seltzer's just nasty.
How is seltzer nasty? It's not really supposed to taste like anything but bubbles.
No, the only way I would drink seltzer is if it was like black cherry flavored or lemon lime or orange, mandarin orange or something like that.
Yeah,
the carbonation, just anything with that carbonation, it doesn't taste right. It tastes nasty.
Bud Light Seltzer, which will presumably fall between the two in price between Bev and Viv and the Natty Ice hard seltzer, will have 100 calories and 5% alcohol by volume. So it's going to be probably similar to everything else on the market, but probably because it has, I would assume because it has the Anheuser or the Bud Light name, it's going to command the extra price just because.
Sorry, not going to buy it. Not going to buy it.
Not going to buy it, huh?
Not going to buy it.
Forget it.
He says this person is who is this gentleman? This is their CEO. The CEO says
that figures, you bastard. You
see, the CEO. He says they see seltzer as more, or at least so far, as being a game of big brands, national brands. I think CEO a game that people like us are equipped to play. So scale. He says so. Scale matters.
Scale matters. Yeah. Ask any fish that. I have an itch in the middle of my forehead. You know, there's your light seltzer.
Yeah. So that's there you go. There's your news in seltzer waterland. You're getting Bud Light seltzer in 2020.
They're all Jeff Bezos to me. Bozo Bezos.
Jesus. Oh, that's crazy. Yeah.
It is crazy. Well, I mean, I mean, I remember now we have, hard lemonade, hard iced tea, hard this, hard that. I remember, I think the first beverage of its kind was most likely like Smirnoff Ice, which is actually quite good. That was the first like
alternative thing.
Non-beer alcoholic beverage. And I know Jay doesn't like them at all, but I like some of the hard ciders. Angry Orchard isn't bad. Woodpecker from England's not bad. Magners of Ireland is
yes.
too sweet, but a Woodpecker is dry. Angry Orchard is a little sweeter than Woodpecker, but
the Woodpecker.
Yeah, it's a funny label. It's a big
Hello.
pecker on the front. Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, damn. So, yeah, ciders have been replaced with seltzers, it sounds, in popularity right now.
Yeah, but now there's so many hard ciders. And
you all know that yet Miller Coors is in a whole nother lawsuit, but with Anheuser-Busch. Oh, great. Miller Coors is really doing good these days with the lawsuits, right? They are in a lawsuit about, let's see here. Anheuser-Busch filed 2 motions Tuesday in its ongoing lawsuit with Miller Coors in an effort to unseal its heavily redacted counterclaim, accusing its top competitor of stealing its trade secrets and revive a summary judgment. So apparently they feel that Miller Coors has stolen the recipe to Bud Light. Oh, no.
What?
Yes, Budweiser, Anheuser-Busch is claiming Miller Coors has stolen the recipe.
I mean,
the legal battle began in March when Miller Coors sued AB in federal court for deceptive Well, that was part of it, but this part of the story is this began in March when Miller Coors and AB in a federal court, sued AB in federal court for deceptive advertising related to a Super Bowl, that Bud Light Super Bowl commercials calling out the use of corn syrup in Miller Lite and Coors Light. Miller Coors has said that corn syrup is used in the brewing of Miller Lite and Coors Light, but is not included in the final product.
Now, the product you brought on Maniacal Monday had corn starch as one of the ingredients, right, Eric?
Yeah, that was the Dos Equis Mexican Pale Ale. But there's no claims or bones about it, should I say, that Pabst Ribbon does use corn syrup as its primary ingredient.
Right. So hang on, let's put the brakes on just a little bit on this. So even though Bud Light and Budweiser use rice as an adjunct, they put corn syrup in their other beers. Let's not fool ourselves. In Busch Light, Busch Ice, either corn or corn syrup along with rice. Same thing with Natural Light, Natty Daddy, and Natty Ice. Natty Light, Natty Ice, Natty Daddy, corn and rice. Hurricane, High Gravity, corn and rice. So let's not fool ourselves. They're only telling you a half-truth. So yes, while they may be able to stake a claim only for Bud Light and Budweiser, they cannot stake a claim for their other beers.
Rebuttal, James P. Madonna.
Cheap filler. I wouldn't use either of the two. Whether it be corn syrup, high fructose corn syrup. Well, rice is predominant in the Asian beers. Qingdao and
Sapporo.
Yes, yeah. Sapporo Black is outstanding here. But as far as the corn syrup goes, it's a sugar. Anything that ends in OSC is a sugar.
Yeah.
And corn starch is. There's no like. It's like it's a thickening agent used by chefs.
Right.
I don't know why they use it, except for the fact that it's a cheap filler, just like corn syrup.
Yeah, they have their own version of corn syrup that's called the brewer dextrose, the brewer's syrup.
The brewer's syrup. Yeah, right. Okay. Now the Chinese make it's a hard liquor that's clear like vodka from sorghum. Now I hear there's a sorghum beer from the grain sorghum.
Yeah, Anheuser-Busch makes one called Redbridge.
Yeah, it's a drought resistant. It grows very well in South Africa. It's a drought resistant grain, and I've never had anything made from sorghum before, but there is definitely a beer and a hard liquor made from it.
Yeah. That's for people that have wheat allergies or whatever it is.
Yeah, like remember the gluten episode on South Park where it made everybody's dick like fly off, shake against the wall.
Yeah, but beer is not a gluten-free product. There's ways to make it, like you said, with sorghum. But if you're just going to make a beer with normal ingredients, it's not gluten-free. No. One's trying to do that. Barley water, yeast malt.
I'm trying to remember. I know. Like there are certain grains that are gluten-free, like buckwheat, which is not a real wheat anyway. Yeah, I mean, people that have a problem with gluten. I mean, I hear that
quinoa, oats, buckwheat, marnith, never heard of it. Teff,
there's
corn, brown rice.
Is an Ethiopian grain. There's kamut, which is I think from Egypt. Kamut. Teff is real tiny, like smaller than sesame seed.
The problem is using the other ingredients. That obviously doesn't make it gluten-free, but
now the
we're drinking beer. You got to just assume it's got gluten in it unless otherwise told.
Now I read an article about Monsanto's Roundup with glyphosate, which is the culprit for people getting serious reactions to gluten that they claim is the gluten.
Really?
That gluten is the problem, but it's really the wicked Monsanto's glyphosate, and
dang,
the pesticide, yeah.
Huh.
But, I think it's fascinating the array of different recipes used in craft beers, like especially like I noticed like the wheat beers of Europe, of Germany, taste so much better than any of the domestic ones.
Yeah, I prefer all the Euro pale lagers to stuff like that. I mean, I don't have a problem drinking this stuff. This stuff's just easy and cheap and goes down pretty good. But unlike some people on the internet, there's another great reviewer called Raj's Beer Ventures. He's a great YouTuber. If y'all want to go check him out too tonight, go and do that. Some people find offense to posting other comments of other YouTubers online, but that's a good dude. Go support that guy too. Support everybody. Let's be a happy family. But yeah,
wow,
there are grains that are gluten-free. Sorghum's the number one that you'll see in all these gluten-free beers. And I've been to the Anheuser-Busch Brewery in Merrimack, New Hampshire, and that thing is sorghum beer is just weird. I've tried it there. It's just weird. It's got this weird flavor. I don't know. It doesn't taste like any beer. It doesn't taste like this or any other beer on the market. I can tell you that.
Yeah, it's different. Like drinking rice wine, whether it be red rice wine from China, or whether it be sake. It's a wine from. It's definitely different.
So I don't know what else.
I mean, now would you consider, based on the high ratings that it would get and it would go viral, would you consider doing shooting the shit from your toilet bowl with your phone?
I just shoot the shit in front of this camera. I don't know about if I was on the toilet seat taking a.
I want to post the first shooting the shit on Jay Terrio's Alcohol Legs page. I want to. He might get a heart attack. He might get a heart attack. Here, let me piss off the red feathered bird. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, there we go. It'll upset the bird with the red feathers.
The rooster?
The rooster with the big pectorals. So anyway,
really,
you know what?
I don't really care who goes live tomorrow. There's probably going to be 17,500 streams tomorrow. We'll probably be able to find one if we want to join one. But if you personally would like to do a hangout on a Fandango type Friday, I had certainly no problem with joining that thing.
Well, I'll do. Let me see.
Do whatever you want. Yeah.
I'll either do a regular normal Fandango, or I'll just do the after dark and if I get if my friends say, "Come, James, come out," and even if we do it for an hour or two.
Yeah,
it won't be bad. I mean, or I could just let it run. If I don't hear from them, I'll just let it run and wear itself out.
The key here. I know. Woo, crazy. You have to press end broadcast, not this button over here that says leave studio. Because if you press the button that says leave studio, you're going, as you saw the other last time you were going live.
I remember what happened.
It doesn't end your video, so I'm like here for an hour going.
You gotta end broadcast. If you're the host, you gotta end broadcast. You can't just leave studio. I left Gary.
This is weird.
I was with him, with Eric, and I didn't end studio. I hit leave. I left the studio. I didn't end the broadcast, and he was by himself typing to people, and then he sent me a message, say, "Hey, you didn't end the broadcast." But this, this Fandango Friday after dark uncensored is very insane.
I can't make them because I work.
Oh, what? Friday night?
Yes, I work on Friday nights.
All right. You got to make that video money somehow.
My days off are Sundays, Mondays, and Tuesdays. Those are my days off.
All right. Well, South Sunday.
Are you working at that place that you were going on interviews a long time ago, too?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Good. Congratulations. I hope you like it.
It's whatever.
Yeah.
It's a job that pays, right?
Yes, and it involves selling stuff in Massachusetts. Therefore, I know how to say the things in Massachusetts now.
Fucking A guy? No, don't say that. That's
what?
Fine. Don't say fucking A guy. No, don't do that.
I know Bunghole liquor store in Massachusetts.
Yeah, it's literally called Bunghole Liquors. We're not joking here.
Yeah, Bunghole Liquors.
I don't have any near me, but they're up in the northern part past Boston.
Yeah, I saw them around the Danvers, Peabody,
Salem. I think there's one in Salem.
Marblehead.
Fucking damn.
Yeah. Anything in Worcester?
That's just a dirty place. If you're not watching properly, you'll get a needle stuck in your shoe.
What, in Worcester?
Worcester. Oh, no,
Worcester.
Worcester.
Worcester is by Springfield and Chicopee, Massachusetts.
No, Worcester is.
It's in the middle.
Worcester.
Worcester.
Yeah, Worcester
is Central Mass by Springfield and Chicopee. Rocky hit the. Hey, I see 3 Apollos. Hit the one in the middle, Rock. Hit the one. Yeah, in the middle. Stay.
Yes. Actually, it's Wus, like WUSSTUR is how you say it, Worcester.
Yeah. Now, Emerald Lagasse is from Fall River, Mass.
That is true. Worcester.
And then no, not Worcester.
Worcester.
Then there's Barnstable, which people do not say correctly. Yes, Barnstable.
Cod region.
Let's see what else is there. Then there's Chicopee, Peabody.
Yes, the Peabody.
Agawam.
Saugus.
Western Mass.
Saugus.
Then there's a Tingsbury and Tewksboro.
Tewksboro, Tewksbury.
Kelly's famous roast beef, the original Revere, Mass.
Revere, yep.
Well, whenever the reps from Massachusetts came down to talk to us on how to pronounce that, I'm just saying how they pronounced it to us.
Tewksbury is not how we pronounce that thing.
They'd say Tewksbury. That's how they say we're supposed to say it.
Now, I was conceived in Leominster, which is Leominster, Mass, which is
you can say Leominster, or I say Leominster.
I think you should pronounce it Leominster.
I say Leominster. I'm not gotten in trouble for it.
No.
That's by Prince Spaghetti. Lowell.
Oh, Lowell, yes. There's lots of, they have their own city anthem. It's called "There's a Lot to Like About Lowell." No, there's not.
Now, Stockbridge,
back in the day.
Norman Rockwell Museum that's in the Berkshires. I think that's far western Mass.
Yeah, the Berkshires are within driving distance to the border of New York State.
Yeah, they're different people. They're not nautical. Not nautical New Englanders. They're
wow.
Different.
Look who's here, Whiskey Scout.
Hey.
What's going on, good sir?
Not much.
And
glass is empty. Anything in your glass tonight?
Well, I was getting ready to open this. I brought it down to open it anyway.
Whoa.
It is International Stout Day, so.
Epic. Oh, James P. McDonough, you're drinking that breakfast stout from Founders.
Yeah, well, because I had a couple left for the Founders breakfast stout. He's got Yeti.
I gotta find a beer. Stat. I'll be right back, people. You drink and talk about that great beer. Well, I am going.
I hope Stout Sunday is gonna have a big jamboree to make up for today.
Wow, I get the big head on that.
That was Michael.
Holy crap.
Michael Cucamonga. What the hell's his name? Oh, Komarov. Michael Komarov. Yeah. What's the date on that bottle? Hey, what's the date on that bottle? Yeah, he does Stout Sunday. Him and John and Nilly.
Yeah, I do. If I'm home, I'm going to be in Tulsa Saturday. So if I make it home Sunday, I'll do Stout Sunday. But I got to be home. So,
when I was dating a JAG in the Air Force captain, she was telling me about all the brown recluse spiders they used to get in her house in Oklahoma. He says they're all over the place.
Here in Kansas, same way.
Oh, you got them?
Yep. Just gotta spray and spray and spray.
Yeah, well, her cat used to torture them and then pull them apart and eat them. But yeah, they're not. It's not a spider you want to get bit by.
No. I've known several people who have. It's
flesh.
Not pretty.
It's a flesh-consuming venom.
Yep. It usually leaves a little divot. When it leaves that divot, it's not pretty.
Then it gets bigger and starts to spread, right?
Well, if they get it under control, it don't. But they got to get it under control first. So, I mean, it just takes some time. And different people react differently to it. Some people are more allergic than others.
It's like scorpions. Some people get hit by a scorpion and it's like a bee. Other people will go into that
Apoplectic shock.
Apoplectic whatever. Shock.
Seizure.
Yeah, there you go.
I suspect an IPA of some kind.
That's what I found.
Oh, that looks pretty good.
You and your IPAs.
Hey man, they're fucking good.
It's like me and my macros and my stouts and my porters.
We got the Lush double IPA from Frost Brew Works. Haynesburg, Vermont. Saw it in the store, never even heard of it.
I don't know if I would like that just because that's one of those stick-on labels.
It's all right. Come on.
I mean, how cheap do you gotta be to have a stick-on label?
How cheap, James P. Madonna?
I think that's pretty damn low budget for them to put a stick-on label on.
Welcome to New England, then. We got beers like this all over the place.
But it does look like a mango passion fruit smoothie to me. I mean, it looks pretty good.
Yeah, this one, again, I never even heard of it. I saw it at the store, and I just decided to buy it. It was canned on 820 or 823, 1023, 8%.
Now, do you think New England overall has a great deal of craft breweries compared to any other region in the country?
Yeah, I would probably say so. Now, California is a whole different area, but I think that New England probably has the not the best, maybe, but definitely has, I think, the highest concentration. New England and probably the state of Colorado, I bet.
Oregon has a lot of microbreweries too, right?
I would say New England, Colorado, and probably, that Pacific Northwestern region. And then you get into California and like San Diego. That goes crazy.
You get a huge variety. Every time you're on a show, you have some really
interesting beers,
delectable beers. Not macros. I mean, real heavy duty shit.
I do. Ooh, let's see that.
That's what I bought tonight.
You bought a motorcycle?
Yeah, guy had it for sale, and
ooh, yeah,
had a good cheap price on it. And I drove down to it's about 40 miles from the house, and he had it in the barn. Looks fairly clean there, but it's really covered in dust and dirt. But I went ahead and purchased it from him and rode it home, and it was like 31 degrees out.
Damn.
40 miles at 31 degrees at 65, 70 miles an hour gets chilly.
Oh my God, 31. That's below freezing. That's
yeah.
60 miles an hour.
With that wind chill, dang.
Yeah, I got some winter riding gear, so it's not too bad except for my hands. I couldn't find my gloves, and I ran two pair of leathers on the outside and a pair of, just like we did in the military, a pair of them green ones on the inside, but it still didn't matter too much.
Dang.
Supposed to have heated grips on it, but I never could get them to work, so I'm gonna have to look that over.
What's the name of that material? Gore-Tex? That's really
yeah. But Gore-Tex is more for moisture than wind.
Okay.
So it still gets cold, but I mean it helps. It's a good insulator, but at that speed it didn't matter. I throw a pair of bark busters on it. That'll deflect the wind, and check out my heated grips on it. Make sure I get them worked out, and it'll be all right.
I was at an Irish pub by my brother's, and down in the Jersey Shore, and the guy had a brand new Harley Sportster with this metallic olive green. I'm not like, I don't think that's an exciting color, but this one was really sharp. This one was nice.
Right.
The chrome. It was a type of metallic olive that really looked good. Actually, I took a photo and put it on my Facebook profile, but I mean, I just thought it was really nice looking, I mean,
no, some are prettier than others. My Harley's a white and black. I don't got a picture. I thought I had a picture on my phone, but I can't find one. I go through my phone every once in a while.
My late buddy had that big monster, the big hog. The big Harley with the black leather saddlebags and everything in the back, and the biggest.
Mine's the 2008 Road King Classic. It's got about 39,000 miles on, I think now.
And they made the shovel head, the knuckle head, right?
First it went the knuckle. First it was the knuckle, pan, shovel head. Then you went from your shovel head to your Evo motors. From your Evo motors to your twin cams, which is what we got now, basically. It's still a twin cam, considered twin cam. Now your Evo motors, your Sportster still use the Evolution style motor on them. Just your bigger bikes, the Harley big bikes use the twin cams now. I think all things being said, I wish I had an older one because it's easier to work on. Mine, it's just kind of hard to work on. It's just a pain in the butt, and it's because of all the electronics. That's why. Now this one's going to be the same way. I didn't know it was fly-by-wire when I bought it. I prefer a regular throttle, but I'll make it work.
Yeah, it's like with the cars, like with the old Chrysler muscle cars, like the mechanics had to diagnose everything by eye and ear, as opposed to just plugging it in to some computer diagnostics machine.
Yeah, and you get to know your vehicle too, and you get to know the characteristics of your motor, and it helps. But I don't know. I went and bought this bike because the places I've had several bikes and I've sold them, and the deal is Jeremy and Matt's talking about going to Alaska again, and I have bought a BMW, bought and sold that because they decided not to go, and I bought a KLR and owned that for a while, and it's a 650 single, not very fast but durable as hell, and it's on off-road machine. And more so, the Beamer was too, but this is a little more farm implement style. The Beamer's a lot more refined. But nevertheless, I bought and sold those. Well, it's been a couple of years now. Suddenly, they're talking about it again. So I bought that bike because I don't want to tear my Harley up going up there. I don't want to. A lot of those roads are still not paved, and I don't want to. My Harley, I've taken it down dirt roads before, but I don't like to. It's not really designed to do that. So this bike will work really good for it. So that's the goal. It may not happen yet. They both got Africa Twin adventure bikes, brand new ones. They went and bought brand new ones. That's up to them. Matt bought the brand new one first, and then Jeremy was going to ride his 1989 Honda Transalp. It's a 600, and it worked. I rode it. It's a fine running bike. But after he rode on Matt's, he finally broke. He sold his Harley and sold his Harley and another bike. Kept his Transalp to buy the Africa Twin. I never thought I'd see the day Jeremy would sell his Harley. Matt didn't surprise me, but Jeremy, I really didn't think that day was wrote in stone, and he surprised me. If you knew Mr. Springer, you'd go, "Oh my God!" That, as Louisiana as Ron is still more refined, is a good word to use it. Jeremy is a lot heavier, thicker accent, more in your face, more whoop your ass kind of guy. I mean, it's just the kind of guy he is. I mean, we were up in Yellowstone National Park, and I'm saying, no, we're gone. No, Jeremy, quit. Let's go. I said, the Rangers is going to put us in jail for a month. You whooped that boy's ass. We had to leave, unfortunately.
You mean Jeremy Vincent from?
No. This guy's much.
Another Jeremy. Oh, okay.
He's the kind of guy you can go. I need a 6 foot deep hole, 3 feet wide, 8 foot long, and I'll be down there in a little while. It'll be there when I get there.
Damn.
He's that kind of guy.
Cheers to that guy. Damn.
Well, we buddies. We know each other for a long time.
Well, everybody's drinking a stout on Keep Sippin's channel, but I I do want to hear about this crazy Imperial Yeti you got going down there, Whiskey Scout.
It's good. It built a really inch
Cha-ching.
and a half, 2-inch thick head on it. It is a chocolate oak aged Yeti, Great Divide Brewing Company, Imperial Stout. And it is very thick and viscous in the mouth. It's got a good creamy mouth texture. You get the chocolate, you get the wood from the oak aged.
Yeah.
Part of it. Still got all the dark malts you expect from an Imperial Stout. It's just slightly on the bitter side, but that's all right. It kind of works with the chocolate that way. This is not a super sweet one. It's good. I really like it. It's stout aged on oak chips and cocoa nibs. The spice added. I don't know about maybe the spices, what they use. I can't pin it down for spice wise. It's good though. Oh, add a dash of cayenne.
Does it have any heat to it?
No,
I
don't notice any.
So.
Oh,
Interesting.
here it says on the side.
Okay.
Oak Age is another revered incarnation of our legendary Imperial Stout. We toned down the hops a bit to allow cocoa nibs to contribute some pleasing bitterness. And I get talked about the bitterness. It's nice on there. While vanilla notes from the oak combined, I get more the tannic side of the oak in there for myself. I don't really notice that vanilla so much. But the cocoa, and to create an aroma akin to a gourmet chocolate bar. A dash of cayenne keeps things lively, adding just a bit of heat to the finish. Another great Yeti. Hell yes. I eat a lot of hot things, so it is very possible I wouldn't notice any of the heat, to tell you the truth. In fact, I went to the Chinese restaurant, the Chinese Oriental Market, and bought this little bitty thing of hot peppers, these little bitty red hot peppers.
Yeah.
Ooh, those are good. They light you up though, but they're good.
I got some of those at home. I know exactly what you're talking about. Those things are
the Chinese, the little chilies. Oh, they're powerful.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yesterday when I was eating that my catfish, I had catfish and hush puppies last night for dinner, and they were good. I had 2 or 3 of those to go with it. It was just nice.
Damn.
I had cat. My aunt and uncle from Maryland used to do the fish fries and the catfish, hush puppy, steamed crabs, and all that. I missed that. But when they were younger.
I'm married to a Louisiana girl. It's my job to catch catfish and provide.
Damn.
We're about out though. The freezer's about empty, so I didn't catch that much this year as I normally.
I have returned, y'all.
What's going on, Gary?
I've got some cup noodles, stir fry, Korean barbecue flavor, and I decided to bust out my chopsticks.
That's a beer, all right. And here we go.
It's not a beer, it's food.
Actually,
So who here knows how to eat with chopsticks?
Yes.
I do, but not proficiently, but I do.
Oh, I can eat proficiently.
All right. So eating with chopsticks made easy 101. So I learned about 4 or so years ago. So first, your technique. This bottom stick never moves. You brace it, kind of like that is how I do it. I hold them up here. This top stick is the only one that moves. So whenever you grab something, you pinch it, just like with these noodles here. They're still hot. They're still really good, but I'm gonna have to wait on that. Ooh, that's still really hot.
You know, the wooden ones are much easier to grab things with than these plastic or stainless steel ones.
Well, these I got for like $1 and some change at our local Asian market, and they've got, I assume this is like Japanese artwork on them. I assume. I don't really know that for sure. And I do not put these in the dishwasher. I hand wash these because I do not want to ruin the artwork. But you either pinch to grab or you scoop. Noodles, you pinch. And I'm going to have to wait because these are still really fucking hot.
So the bottom one is static. I mean, stationary.
Yes.
At all times.
Yes, and you hold them up here. You don't hold them down here in the middle. You hold them up here like this.
Where the thumb is overlapping, coming almost vertically.
Well, there's still a gap. See, there's that little gap.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, eating with chopsticks 101. Now, I'll do an actual hands-on demonstration one day, but that's just how I teach people how to do it.
Yeah.
Ooh, these are still hot. I think I put too much water in them.
That sounds like how I do it too. It's pretty much the bottom stick does stay, and you just use your top stick to control everything.
Yeah. The hardest thing to eat with chopsticks is fried rice. White rice is easier because it's sticky. Fried rice is not sticky, so you gotta put like sweet and sour sauce in to get that stickiness back. Otherwise, you're gonna be fumbling with them left and right.
Sure.
Just trying to eat your fried rice.
Well, that's how I learned to eat, was picking up 1 grain of rice at a time with them. After you do that for a while, you get good with them.
Not me. I just pinch and scoop and eat.
What's going on, James P. Madonna?
I'm looking at your tropical looking delightful frost.
Yeah, so
Lush.
I had one of these the other day, and the website, this Frost Beer Works website, Hinsburg, Vermont, doesn't really describe a whole bunch about what's in the beer. So I can only tell you made with water, malts, hops, and yeast. Well, hopefully. 1023 canning, 8% ABV, and it tastes really fresh, I can tell you that. So yeah, you described what it looks like. It's got that chill haze IPA New England look with the bone white head and some it's got lacing for damn sure. Yeah. The smell of it is very grapefruit, but lots of pineapple and orange are in that thing too. But it's very orangey, I think, first and foremost. Treehouse Brewing Company, one of the biggest names in this style, makes a beer called an Orange Julius, and that beer smell is exactly what this is. The Orange Julius from the mall with your Aunt Annie's pretzel. Very lactic milk smoothie, sugary forward with the white bready malts. Some of the white peppercorn spicy yeast. I don't know. I've been drinking the beer. I don't know if it's like a flaked oat or the white wheat malt. I'm gonna go with maybe it's the flaked oats that I'm detecting. Cheers.
Amazing. And by the way, they're kind of bland. You really can't taste the barbecue flavor.
Not heavily seasoned.
I mean, most of it just got I think it got cooked off whenever I was putting the water in and microwaved it. I think I got it. Yeah, I got this at Walmart for like $1 and some change. I mean, it wasn't much. I just want to try it.
Huh.
I mean, not bad, but I wish it actually had a barbecue flavor. Maybe it's down here in the broth. I don't know.
Oh, James P takes himself out of chat for a while. Okay, no problem. So yeah, the flavor of that is just like an Orange Julius from the mall. However, unlike that beer Orange Julius from Treehouse Brewing Company, this one has a considerable more sugary sweet flavor to it. So you do have to like a little bit bigger of a sugary sweet flavor, although it's an 8% beer, so it might just naturally have some. Bumpy Road Brewery, he's another gentleman in almost said Canada, New Hampshire.
New Hampshire, yeah.
That maybe there were some El Dorado hops going on in this beer, which can kind of give you a sugary, almost sweet flavor from these styles of beer. So maybe there's part of a hop, maybe it's part of a malt to it. But if I'm not at Treehouse and I want that flavor, and for some reasoning I run across this is a pretty good substitute for a world-renowned beer. So, I mean, part of this is that it was canned on the 23rd of October, so it's pretty fresh and green and herbaceous as, I don't know, another month, 5 weeks, 6 weeks, if any of that onslaught of the orange juiciness is going to diminish any. But, I mean, so far, that's pretty good, I think. I may have had this in another camera stream and said 94 out of 100. So I don't think I'm going to change. Yeah,
I like orange
good.
So.
Just a little bit on the sugary side. So that's the only thing. For not near the cloyingly sweet side, but sweeter than you were thinking, probably the back of your brain for a double IPA. So yeah.
So I might like it, I might not, I don't know.
And if you were going to drink a beer to pair with stir fry, Korean, barbecue noodles, what are you choosing? What kind of a beverage or beer would go with that, you think?
I'm probably gonna get some flack. Let me see. Let me pull something from my bottle collection here. That's a very, very good question.
What goes with the new tools? I like ramen noodles.
I've got this one over here. So I'm gonna pull from the craft beer selection I've got over here. So, remember the one that I was telling you that I was drinking the other night? The Highland Gaelic Ale?
Oh.
This one would pair really well with it. Or,
I was talking about them a little earlier.
Yeah, that's in the craft section. Now, in just the regular section, I would say something that would pair good with it would be like some Colt 45, maybe?
Cheap noodles and cheap beer. Why the fuck not? What's going on with James P. Madonna? I have no clue.
No, the Google ad block is screwing me up. I had to uninstall it.
Oh, damn.
The Google ad block was messing with my StreamYard avatar selecting or functioning. I had to get rid of ad block. They say it's not good to have more than one like antivirus or anything like that,
Yeah, I'm not having too much of a problem with that, but that's crazy.
Yeah, they buck heads. If you have like two anti-spywares, going or antiviruses going, it's not
so
good.
The Highland Brewing Company Gaelic Ale or a Colt 45 pairs with a cup of noodles.
Yes, so this is the Highland Gaelic Ale. So this is one of the better. I think it's probably the best local craft brewery here. Since I'm in Northeast Tennessee, this is about hour and a half, 2 hour drive down to Asheville, North Carolina. So this is the beer that got them started back in 1994. So it originally was called Celtic or Celtic Ale, but they got into a bit of a copyright thing with it. So they're like, oh, well, we'll just change it to Gaelic Ale. So very simple ingredients for a craft beer. Just water, hops, yeast, and malt. Our flagship is exceptionally balanced, malty sweetness, and delicately hopped. So this one is an excellent one to try if you like it's not a dark beer, but it's not really like super light either. It's like somewhere in the middle, like what you call maybe a medium or dark caramel color, but it's really good. I like it. I give it like a 93 out of 100.
All right. Nice. Excellent day. Good. That sounds like some good stuff.
Yes.
You can go on their website. Highland Brewing has their own website. So if you want to check them out, check them out.
What are you rating that breakfast stout there, James P. Madonna, you just finished off?
Well, during Fandango Friday, I believe I gave it as stouts go, I gave it a 95, I believe, because I did like the Polish one better. I like the Samuel Smith better. All the ones from the old world stouts better. But even a 90 is not a bad score,
Oh no.
for anything.
But for something that's cheap and will get you fucked up, can never go wrong with good old Still Reserve.
Oh boy, that was the first beer that I ever had. They got me messed up in college. Whoa. I heard about it and I drank that thing. I'm like, this tastes like bromated butter. Ooh.
The
Such a
Genesee
young fella.
the Genesee Cream Ale is only $4.50 for 6 bottles over here.
Or if you want to get a good deal, get you about 4 tall cans. This bad boy, your night's gonna be all complete.
Oh my god. Oof. I think Whiskey Scout's doing really good with the barrel aged Yeti.
Oh yeah, this is a good one. I like it.
How's that go down your rating scale?
How would it go down? I would give it a 92.
All right, the chocolate. Okay.
Yep, it's got just enough of everything to make it good. I think I like the very viscous mouthfeel it has. That really, to me, it matters. I mean, when you're drinking a stout anyway, you want that thick, luscious mouthfeel it gives you. I mean, I do. I like that.
Oh,
But yeah, I like it.
oh.
It's good.
Nice. That's a good beer for International Stout Day. See, if I remembered it was International Stout Day, I would have bought a stout, but go figure.
Yeah.
What in the world is that?
That's one of my crested geckos, the female. Oh, leaping lizards.
She's trying to get away from you.
Leaping lizards.
Ew, what is that?
What is that thing called again?
It's a crested gecko.
It's a crested gecko.
From New Caledonia, the island
It's
of
a
New
gecko.
Caledonia.
Off of the coast of Australia.
Why? You want to see a gecko?
Yeah, why? You want to come see a gecko?
My daughter had a leopard for a long time, a leopard gecko.
Oh, they're great. They live a long time. Their tail gets
Guess
fat.
not. Guess you don't want to see it.
Yeah.
They store nutrients in their tail. Oh, now it's
Oh,
pissing
never
and
mind.
shit on my hand.
Here, Wyatt.
Come on.
My daughter had it. I would have to stop once a week to buy a bunch of crickets.
Well, I used to give mine like super worms, mealworms,
Wyatt, come here. Look at this.
dubia roaches. I used to give mine. Actually, ZooMed sells the dehydrated fruit flies for leopard geckos. You just put it in a bowl and they lap it up. It's like a nutrient fortified fruit flies.
It would
You
eat
want to see a
waxworms
gecko?
and mealworms, and then
It's a crested gecko.
he always kept
Yeah,
Yeah, that's James'
crickets
pet.
handy. And then
do you
summertime,
think of
I
it?
would go out and take a bug net, catch a bunch of little grasshoppers. You take the big ones. He didn't like the big grasshoppers, but get the little bitty grasshoppers.
And they sucked them up.
Oh, he loved them.
These eat like rotten fruit in the wild. This eats like a baby food. I have a powdered mix that I give them.
Huh.
It's like a baby food.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, they live like longer than a cat. They're supposed to live like 25 years.
Dang.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I got the Dalmatian. This one is the Harlequin. Let me see if I can get the male.
Colorful ball.
They're breeding pair. Oh, the bastards don't like to go back. Yeah, the bastards don't like to go back. Now this is the Dalmatian, the male.
Wow.
That's the male.
Yeah, wow. It's let me see your little Rocky Mountain oysters there. Yeah.
Tail. What happened to
Oh,
his
wow.
tail?
No, it's a Dalmatian. It's a different. They come in so many colors. You know, they got the other ones are Harlequin. They got red ones. They got.
Right, but his tail is short.
Oh, you know why? When they breed, when they fight, they bite tails off, and this lizard doesn't regenerate. And even the lizards that do regenerate tails, they never come back exactly like the original.
Huh.
For some reason,
Huh.
It's so far the eggs they've been duds. So somebody's shooting blanks. I think it's this guy. He's not. He's shooting blanks. They haven't hatched. But the babies.
Sorry, he licked you.
Well, the female shit on my hand.
Pooped.
Oh no!
otherwise known as Shitakaka.
Just oh no.
Like what is it? Ace Ventura, the pet detective. He said
I could not do that. I could not stand things that would lick me. I just be like, oh no, it sends my OCDness and just everything. Just oh no, get away from me.
I mean, even like
from me.
about dogs and
I don't let dogs lick me, and I only let my cats lick me because they've tried to, and I just go, you lick me, get away.
well, cats have the sandpaper tongue,
Mm-hmm.
and that's probably why they get a fur ball. They probably they lick all the loose hairs, and then they go. And
No, ours don't make noises. You just kind of find them.
Oh, that's convenient.
And I kind of make the sound they probably make before they hack them up. And you try to go near to pick it up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now I'm not going to take the scorpion out.
Oh no.
Don't do that.
No, I got a big black Asian forest about several inches long. I'm not taking that one out. I'm not taking that one out.
That's what she said.
I don't know. Maybe not to you, but to someone else. Maybe. Oh.
Sky rockets in flight.
You set yourself up for that one. I'm sorry.
It's pretty nice, too.
You know what I like about dollar store tissues and toilet paper? They don't break when you use them. They don't if you blow your nose, they don't turn into confetti. If you wipe your ass, you don't get dingleberries.
Dingle Thursday, I think.
Dingle Thursday? No, they're rough. They're rough, like a public restroom. Toilet paper. It's just.
Oh, folks, tune in if you want to know the toilet paper scene.
Well, you learned about chopsticks. Now you're learning about.
Yeah, the chopsticks and toilet paper and what it does to your hind end is two different.
This is Tiger. He's a big fluffy boy.
He eats.
Oh, he's like
Yeah,
a main.
look at him. He's big. He's big boy.
He's like a main.
Wow.
A big cat.
Well, he's one of the twins. He's one of the twins. I'll bring the other tabby in here. He looks just like him, just skinnier.
He's like a slimmer Maine Coon.
A Slim Jim.
Well,
Jim. Slim Jim. Remember Randy Savage?
Yeah, you can say.
Oh yeah.
All right, I don't know if you can see this, but for Maine Coons, they always have that predominant M on their forehead. Well, his is not super predominant; it's almost there, but there's that little gap, which means he's not a purebred Maine Coon.
Oh.
He's like a big, proud lion, male lion.
Well, his name is Tiger, so.
Very close.
Let's see. Where's the other one? Gigabyte, where are you, buddy?
Ferrets are cool too, but I don't know.
I'll go find Gigabyte.
Yeah, my daughter has a ferret too.
Now, you ever see the ferret litter box? It's like a triangle. They like back into it.
Oh yeah, I know all about that.
Now, is there anything besides being able to get into crevices? Is there like any like issues with a ferret that people should know about?
No, they do have a smell. Ferrets they have more of a musky smell than any other animal that we've ever had. But I think I've had him on. Before she moved out, I was on a couple of different. I don't know if it's Stout Sundays or whatever, but I called him a whiskey ferret. But I kind of like the damn thing. He's more playful than a cat. He's more intuitive. But if you're doing the dishes and you got emptying the dishwasher, he'll crawl in the dishwasher. You got to get him out of the dishwasher.
Well, they are related to badgers and wolverines. Yeah,
he's just curious. Hello.
Yeah, the ferrets are in the same family. Minks, sables, weasels,
martins.
Yeah, honey badgers are tough. Freaking Wolverine is unbelievable.
Yeah, but no,
This is Gigabyte. He's the other tabby. See, same thing, just he's skinnier. And he has no front claws.
He has like he has white around both sides.
He's not happy he got picked up. I think I disturbed his nap.
Oh, it is nap time.
Yeah, they sleep quite a bit. Cats are like, they're supposed to be nocturnal, but then again, they do what they want. They're
There's one more I want to show you. She's a beautiful cat. Hang on, let me go get her.
I just spit beer everywhere. 3 feet of the animals kingdom in your house.
Now I could show the scorpion in its enclosure, but I don't think it'd be a good idea to I mean, I've had it on my hand, but you got to really watch them because when you least expect it, bing.
We have them in Kansas. They're little ones though. They don't ever get very big.
Yeah, they call them Southern Devils. They're brown. They're little brown scorpions.
Yeah.
All over the South.
Well, Kansas ain't that. Well, we are kind of south, but during the summertime at Fall River Reservoir on those concrete slabs, they really like to come out. They'll crawl all over them.
Ooh.
Yeah, if you put burlap on your lawn, like if you wet burlap, and then the next day you look underneath, you might find a lot of scorpions under there.
Well, that's eastern Kansas now. Where I live, don't see as many. I haven't seen as many anyway. Mostly around the sandstone outcrops in the what's called the Chautauqua Hills. That's where you see most of them, random sandstone outcrops.
Believe it or not,
everyone. She's not happy at all. She hates being picked up.
Oh, yeah.
But she's my lovable Halloween kitty.
Females cannot be played with vigorously like the male cat.
I mean, she's not super big, but I mean, she is kind of fluffy.
Very.
All right, I'll put you down. You're getting pissed.
Gabrielle says hi to little Gary.
Hi. I'll be right back. I just got to go.
Little Gary. Hello,
I used to enjoy Gabrielle's reviews from the bathroom.
Oh, God. Hey, little Gary. There's little Gary. Hi, little Gary. We haven't had those bathroom reviews from Gabriel Salaya in a long time.
Borealis, is it? Yeah, there's a scorpion that lives as far north as Alberta, Canada. It's a little sandy colored. It's a northern species that can take cooler temperatures. Then there's one called a Mordax, Northern California forest, little black one. It's amazing. There's creatures that the average person doesn't even know exist. How they adapt. They can take the cold. Then you got the Arizona bark. You got to be careful. Their venom is strong.
Really? Where are they native to?
No, the Sonora Desert, Arizona. Yeah, they're
not in New Jersey. No.
No, we don't have scorpions in New Jersey. But we have timber rattlesnakes that get pretty big.
Yeah.
And black bears.
Yes, bear. We had a bear once cross a bridge and went into Cape Cod. Craziest thing ever.
Yeah, I had black bear steak, and it gave me a bellyache. Maybe because I ate so damn much. I was given.
It's not
actual meat of a bear.
Everybody that I know that's ever killed and ate black bear always grinds it up and gives it to their dogs.
Yeah, it's something about it. I mean, it's not like venison. Venison you can enjoy. You can marinate it and it's good. But
bear is a survival staple only. I used to work with the guy that was in the Coast Guard in Alaska for a long time. And he come back to Kansas because his parents was from here. He lived here for about 3 or 4 years, and he moved back to Alaska. He just didn't like living this far south. And he said, you fill your tag every year because that's what you feed your dogs over the winter is bear meat. He said it's good dog food. Just grind it up like you would any other, hamburger or anything, and then give them a pound a day, he said, and it keeps the dogs alive.
Yeah, I bet those Malamutes, those sled dogs, that's what they get.
Yeah. Well, he didn't really do any sled dogging. He liked to duck hunt a lot, and he had two Newfoundlanders. Newfoundlands, they're big.
They're big, very strong dogs.
Yeah.
Newfoundland, yeah.
Was that what he? Now wait a minute, I might be confused. They weren't Labradors; they were the other ones. I think they were Newfoundlands, but Newfoundlands look different. I don't think they're Newfoundlands. I can't remember, but it's a breed of dog, like somewhere between that.
The one across the street has a Japanese Akita, but they're not good with kids. It's like a one owner dog, like a chow. That's it.
I was wrong. Chesapeake Bay Retriever. That's what he had.
They love everybody. Chesapeake Bay is like a lab.
Yeah, but they're bigger than a lab, but they're a friendly dog. I mean, his was, but that's what he fed his dogs because he liked to duck hunt. They were good retrievers.
Yeah, you got sockeye. You got that nice sockeyed salmon up there in Alaska too.
Yeah, he had a picture of him fishing, but I don't know. He caught all kind. I don't. Never talked about that much, but I know he fished.
They have halibuts in the Bering Sea up in Alaska that are like hundreds of pounds for one halibut. It looks like a flounder. It's a flatfish, but it's huge, or a fluke.
Gabriel is finishing a 22-ounce can of Sapporo. There you go, Gabe. There you go.
Yep.
Yeah, Gabe has some really good home-style Mexican cooking where he's from. Tamales and enchiladas.
Arizona, yes.
Yeah, he's in Arizona. They got the blue corn tamales.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I wanted to go hiking in the desert. I was going to go hiking in Sonora, but the girl I was with from San Diego, she wanted to go to Cabo San Lucas. You can't do cool things when you're with a girlfriend or a wife. They want to do the girly things. Like you want to go hiking and fishing and, or maybe hunting. They want to go to a resort and lay around and drink cocktails.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so I didn't get to do the Sonora hiking. Oh, I take that back. I did for 20 minutes. Big deal.
Woohoo!
Not to interrupt, but good Lord, you should hear how bad it's raining outside. Good friggin' Lord. I hope the river doesn't flood so I can't go to work tomorrow.
Or maybe the river should, so you don't have to go to work tomorrow.
But I need to go to work. Money.
Money is king, isn't it? Mm-hmm.
It's not like school, Eric, where you're like, please, I want a blizzard. I don't want to go to school.
I mean, I'd love to take a snow day, but I mean, it is just piss pouring it outside right now.
Gabriel's watching the Raiders, so he's not on the show this evening. Oh, Raiders.
And to make things worse, it's cold outside.
It's getting there, yeah. Whiskey Scout's fading fast, everybody.
Yeah, I'm getting tired.
Old Fezziwig is coming.
Is that that Samuel Adams beer?
Yeah, it's only available during the holidays.
You like that one, old Frankie, right?
Have I had that one? I don't think I've had it. So, no, I have nothing to say on it.
We got to change that. We got to do a Christmas-themed show one of these days.
We should. But you know what else I should do?
Come on now.
But you know what I should do? I should send you some Highland beers so you can see what all the rave is about down here.
I would throw some money your way.
Eggnog. Oh, Eric, if you make your eggnog, put the booze in first, and then the cinnamon and nutmeg, and then put the ice in the eggnog last. This way, you get an even distribution when you mix it up.
Is that true, Whiskey Scout?
I never made eggnog. I couldn't tell you.
Oh, no, eggnog. Oh.
Whiskey. Okay.
Yeah, I've tried eggnog. The first time I tried it, I literally spat it out and said, "Oh, that's some of the worst stuff I've ever had in my life."
John Womack's calling. Oh, what the hell, John?
Very high.
Who's that?
I have had it, eggnog. I've just never made it. It's not something I particularly like.
What kind of smartphone you got there?
Hey, what is that? Who's calling you?
That's still the Galaxy S7. I haven't upgraded recently.
I've got a Galaxy J1. Paid $50 for it a few years ago, and it does everything that smartphone does for, I guarantee you, much less money. Get all the apps, get all the features, does everything I wanted to do. Paid $50 for it almost 3 years ago, and it's still doing just fine.
Now, I don't have a reason to upgrade every single year like a lot of people with their iPhones do.
So you could download on any app that's in the App Store you want. Oh wow! Yep. And how about the megapixels on your photos and videos? It's pretty decent.
I've sent, the one in Massachusetts Beer Reviews, and I did the Natty Ice can comparison. What should that one tell you?
Yeah, it's probably over 8. Probably over, as long as it's 8 or more, it should be decent photos. And
well, what it does is it shines a little light and it autofocuses, then takes a picture.
Yeah, that's the same thing on my iPhone. There's the auto flash. You're right. You're right about that. It automatically adjusts to the environment.
Dang.
Well, you saw that picture?
No. Like if I take
I heard Eric.
If I take a night photo with the iPhone, the flash goes off on its own.
Ugh.
I have an iPhone too. That picture y'all saw of the motorcycle was taken with flash. So
Apple iPhones, Apple products in general. Overpriced piece of junk is what I say.
I would never ever buy one. It was given to me.
I like mine. I've never had issues with it. My other choice would always be Nokia, but Nokia is hard to get with my plan. You can't get Nokia phones anymore. So it's either iPhone or Samsungs, and I don't like Samsungs. I've had 2 of them, and they never seem to last. They always last about 6 months to a year before they crap out.
Oh shit! That's it.
I gotta get another one,
That's not good. Samsung Galaxies, they have a short lifespan.
Mine only.
Not this one. This one was 3 years.
Well, my wife uses hers. She likes hers, but she's the same way about seems like get about a year done on ours. Maybe we're just rougher on them than most people, but my iPhones have held up. I ran an iPhone 4 until last year because it just kept on. I still have it. It's still in the other room. I still play music on when I'm mowing and stuff. It works just fine for that. But I'm careful what I don't just get any iPhone. I got the old square, like the old iPhone 5 body, basically, but it's the newer one that's got all the iPhone 8 components in it. I forget what it's called, but I like it because it's smaller and it fits in my pocket better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta pick up all these damn receipts. My business receipts were sorted.
It's amazing. It's amazing. People going to the market and scanning the barcode off their screen, off their phone. Just like for any
QR reader.
Yeah,
I've done it before. It's kind of cool, actually.
Yeah, WeChat has that. The Chinese company for communication. Yeah, they use that.
WeChat.
It's called WeChat. Yeah, everybody that's Asian uses WeChat. It has what you just said. That bunch of dots as instead of a barcode.
Huh.
What do you call it again? Curly Q? What?
QR code.
QR code. There you go. So that took the place of the barcode, pretty much, right?
No, there's barcodes are out there. That's just an advertising thing. QR codes.
It can take you to websites, or it can show you more information.
Right. It's not really like for if you go purchase something like this, all you'll ever see is the barcodes. You don't see a QR reader on any of these. I don't anyway.
They say more than 1 billion people use WeChat. Holy crap!
I'm surprised
Really?
they don't have mandatory barcode tattoo that they put on babies so they can scan
What is
people.
this? What is this? Blade Runner? What the hell?
No, you can. You know what? They
I'm
can.
a replicant. Oh, I'm gonna kill you.
They can scan the iris of your eye and instead of having a passcode.
Oh, that'd be
Iris?
with my eye. I think I've taken it out before for you guys.
No, I never saw that, but
I can take it out.
you don't.
It's a
You don't
prosthetic
want
eye in the side.
Oh, okay.
There is Evan Williams eggnog for $7.99 with $2
Do you
off.
have a
Good price, Gabe.
do you have a Lee Majors bionic eye?
I wish I did. I'd like to see them boobs in high def close up.
No, boobs. I mean an eye that could see the winning lottery numbers in tomorrow's newspaper.
Well, I don't think it worked like that. I think
Or the racing form, or the winners of the racing form.
That'd be nice. I wish I did.
Hey, Eric, you ever thought of that? If you had a time machine, you just go into tomorrow and get the results and then come back.
I would also change my name to Martin J. McFly.
Martin J. McFly.
Should have gone back to the beginning.
Marty, let's go.
Put some money on the Cubbies. What did you just say? Gabriel Salaya says we all need to get the Breckenridge Christmas Ale, a 5-liter bottle.
No, I have seen that actually, and I don't think I would be interested. That's too much.
And then we need to go get Evan Williams. That's a good deal for it. If that's a whole 750 milliliter for $5.99 with tax with that $2 off coupon. Damn.
Oh, I got a good question for Whiskey Scout. When you detect cinnamon or vanilla like flavors in any whiskey, is that usually coming from the charred wood, the charred barrel that gives you that?
The vanillas will come from the char barrel, yes. Cinnamons can and can't, because you have a cinnamon and nutmeg place. Some bourbons tend to follow more on the cinnamon line. Some bourbons tend to follow more on the nutmeg line. And they're all using the same white oak barrels. Now, just because they're made all from the same species of white oak, don't necessarily mean the tree comes from a different area of the Ozarks or Kentucky or even up to Michigan in some cases. So, I mean, there's some variance, but your cinnamon and nutmeg, I think that has to do more with, it's a barrel, parts to it, but I think the rye interaction with the barrel determines how much of those you're going to get. But that's just my opinion, so be very careful about,
Yeah, but it's from the charred barrel that, as far as the vanilla flavoring goes, is from the charred barrel.
Yeah, the vanilla is definitely
John
coming out of the barrels. The vanillins are.
All right.
But, as far as the cinnamon, I don't really know if I would say. I think it's a combination of things that creates that flavor.
Yeah. Now for the next show with Jay, I have a bottle of Southern Comfort 80. It's got the number 80 on the label.
Yeah. Southern Comfort's a liqueur. You're getting a few additives added into Southern Comfort.
Oh, okay. Yeah. The 80. I guess it means 80. What does it mean?
80 proof. It's 80 proof. Yeah. We used to use it in the Army. We would pour shots out, then we'd go around, collect crickets out of the barracks and put on top of each shot, and you'd shoot shots of crickets with Southern Comfort.
Ew.
Cricket
Extra protein.
Damn.
Huh?
Damn.
Extra protein. Come on, old.
Oh, yeah, you can feel the little legs going down the backside of your throat sometimes. They stretch just a little bit sometimes.
You know, when you get drunk doing that, you sing
Whoa.
that song. If you wish upon a star, it makes no
Oh,
wonder.
no.
You know, the
We
Disney.
sit there, and you would if you couldn't do it all in one shot, you hacked it up or something. You had to say your chain of command from the president down to your sergeant in order.
Oh shit.
Oh no. But let's see here. Who is John Johnson?
He left.
Oh, because I was going to say, I hope it's one of my former teachers. His name was Alan Johnson. We always used to call him Johnny Johnson.
I don't know your former teacher, but I believe the John Johnson character was John Womack, aka Wet Dream.
Oh, I miss old Johnny Johnson. He should come on one of our shows.
I miss my Johnny Johnson. Oh, hello, how you doing?
I miss Howard Johnson's restaurants with the blueberry pancakes.
Oh, the Hojo. They got their own motels too.
Yeah.
The ice cream and the blueberry pancake 24 hours a day.
Yeah, where did I go? Where
And
did
the fried clam. They had like Friendlies. They had the fried clams. They had the fish and chips.
They
If you
some
wonder
great
what that face
propaganda
was.
years ago.
Oh, sorry,
I'd
go ahead.
say 1980s is the last time I recall seeing Howard Johnson.
He's right. The 80s, they went out.
If you're wondering what that face was, you ever stretched out your leg too far and you Charlie horse yourself? Yeah, that's what I just did. It hurt.
You ever get a hamstring Charlie horse spasm where your leg goes boing?
Mine locks up
First
and
and
I
second
just
base.
tense in pain.
Yeah, whoa. No,
Hit
no,
a
no.
header.
It's painful.
Beer fixes all ailments, but don't let it affect your love life. No.
You learned about defecation, copulation, chopsticks, cricket shots. You learned a lot tonight.
Well, I will say this. Whatever y'all were talking about that I obviously walked down the wrong end of the conversation of, what in the world was that even about in the first place?
John Womack comes on the channel and James McDonald.
We were saying how you could look at your own fecal matter in the toilet bowl and not be affected, but if you looked at someone else's, you would get grossed out. That was one of the topics.
Thursday, people.
I'm not really going to look at my own, much less someone else's. Just like, what the fuck?
Come on,
So you just
man.
flush it. That's it. You
Yeah.
know?
It's
Just
like,
what
I got no
came out of
business
it.
in looking at that shit, no pun intended, but still.
Damn. But
Eric, the beeswax. Pretty soon you're going to be able to do it. Pretty soon, right?
I've got to buy. I've never bought any. I just need to buy some.
Yeah, that'd be cool if you could do like that vaudevillian look, you know, and have it curl up.
Oh, blood. What?
Well, not to add fuel to this fire, but I'm going to, because I'm going to give you all a thought. You're not going to be able to get out of your head.
All right, last thoughts.
Yes. Okay. So since y'all are talking about that, remember the other tabby that I brought in, not Tiger, but Gigabyte? His breath always smells like ass. And we always have a joke of, what are you doing, Gigabyte? Are you eating Pixel's ass or something? And just out of the blue one day, I thought, man, what in the world is this cat doing? Is he really eating ass? 'Cause it smells like ass. Well, he likes to stick his nose up Pixel's ass. I'm thinking, yeah, you want to get some dark chocolate Reese's, don't you?
What? That,
Some of the dark chocolate Reese's cups, don't you? And he literally looked at me all embarrassed, like, yeah, I caught you. Don't do it again.
Yeah, but dogs do more disgusting things than cats will ever do.
Well, Gigabyte likes to stick his nose up everybody's ass. Every single cat we've got, he's always sticking his nose up her ass.
Oh,
I don't know why. He's a brown noser.
You need to separate those cats from Gigabyte immediately.
Well, he's neutered, and we don't know why. Oh, he's even tried to hump Pixel. That's even more amusing, because what she'll do is she'll actually roll around and smack a shit out of him and go, "Row!"
Yeah,
It's funny.
Getting back to ferrets, the ferrets over here, they usually sell them demusked. You know, they remove the scent gland, and I don't know if they're already neutered or spaded, but I know they take that scent gland out of them.
Mm-hmm. And Pixel spayed too, by the way, so they can't do anything.
The two ferrets that we've been in contact with both smelled. So either they don't do that here, or if they do it, it don't really get rid of all the scent.
It never gets rid of all the scent. You're right. because they still have a little bit. Even the ones that they're very playful. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I call him Fuzzbuster because he gets in places and he'll come out and he'll have all kinds of them little fuzzy fuzz bunnies on him, dust bunnies. He'll get behind the refrigerator or behind the dryer or something.
oh,
He'll
dust,
come out
dust
covered in
bunnies, yeah.
I always call him Fuzzbuster.
That's funny. Where the house I grew up at, we had so many wild rabbits running around, and then when the hawks came, the red-tailed hawks started making nests. No more rabbits. Even the squirrels kind of disappeared.
Jesus.
Yeah. Then when the hawks decided to leave, the rabbits came back. What did Gabriel say?
5-liter kegs.
So he says the draft 5 liters keg is $19.99, and it's a $21.75 in total wine with the tax. That must be for this Breckenridge Christmas Ale.
All right.
That seems like a fair beer.
Now, I've got no room to store a keg.
I got no place for it.
Me either. So is James actually thinking about doing some fandangoing on Friday night here?
I'm not me, but the wizard is very seriously thinking about it. Unless the wizard has a hot date where he's going to be doing some Kama Sutra action, but other than that, he will do. But it's going to be an insane. It's going to be the opposite of what Jay Therio does. It's going to be insanity. Total opposite. So
tomorrow I got a chili cook-off. I got to make chili tomorrow.
You got any ballroom broads to bring on?
Well, I mean, even though I work, I get off at 8:00, so
you'll be right in time for being a fandango.
Yeah,
you could say anything you want to do. You can play.
If you want a 40-ounce, I'll buy one, but I'd rather just drink another one.
I think the wizard will be bringing a rum he never had.
Ooh, a rum review.
Not Ron DeJeremy's rum.
The
one that Jay says he would never, ever try because I don't know what that guy stuck in his rum. He told me, because he's a porn star.
Again, 9.7852541% of the time, Ron DeJeremy's never at that distillery. Never.
I don't think he really does a damn thing with that. I think he has other people. Yeah, because Ron. Yeah, Ron means rum in Spanish.
Rum Ontario.
It's in Costa Rica, which means child labor.
You rummed me the wrong way. You rummed me the wrong way. Oh God.
Yeah,
You're going too wild with this.
Well, you see tomorrow on Ozzy Buko's channel. That guy.
Oh, I gotta remind Mr. Hilton, Mike Hilton of San Francisco. Now, is he related to Paris Hilton? Because she's a slut, man. I saw her do it in the video. I saw her sucking some guy off in a video.
Oh God.
Yeah, is he related to the Hiltons of the hotel chain or no?
I hope not. I honestly hope not.
Don't know.
I don't like fat cats like that. I'm not a fan. Well, I'm a fan of sluts. So but anyway, listen, gentlemen, have a good night.
Last final thoughts for Thirsty Thursday. We're on 3 hours and 17 minutes now.
No.
I'm ready to go to bed. That's my final.
3 hours.
Well, yeah.
I think that's the longest. I think that might be the longest I've ever been on a stream show.
Well, hell yeah. So
I only made the last 30 minutes.
All right. Well, you know what? As I say on this channel of YouTube, until next time, keep tasting those great beers. Cheers, Thomas Mel 75 and Whiskey Scout and James P. McDonough. And nope, we're gonna go seriously. Gary Owens.
Oh, Frankie.
Old Frankie. I gotta wash my hands after the lizard shit on my hands.
Okay.
Frankie,
all right.
maybe some illusional character called Azibuko. We'll see you soon.
No, he used to work for Pro Wrestling, East Coast Pro Wrestling. He was a bad guy manager. Azibuko. He's not fake. Jay says he's metaphysical, but he was real.
And Gabriel Salaya says, "Hi, little Gary." Cheers.
Why is he calling him little Gary? What the hell?
His little son.
I'm not little.
No,
He's
not you.
little.
Not you. Your son is referred to as little Gary when he came on the stream.
Oh. Yeah, people think he is mine 'cause he looks like me, but he's not.
Oh, last one here. Gabriel wanted to say that James, he enjoys the Alpha Males chat.
Thank you.
I unsubscribed. I apologize.
Yeah, he Thomas Metal Eric 75 quit. He expedited the premises.
Well, we'll do everything else but cheers.